Alrighty, folks. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Smudcast. And oh boy, are we having a dandy old good time trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with YouTube. That's what we're doing. It says we're live. I hope we're live. You guys can see us. Just type in the chat. That'd be great. So
I can see it.
You can see it? Okay, great. So with me are Dunn and Shiny, and man, we've got a whole bucket of videos to go through. And this was, I think, the less difficult, the easier to digest.
But anyway, apparently I'm a big dumb for supporting the Fandom Menace.
How exactly do you support the Fandom Menace? Like, what's the protocol?
Just you watch their content.
You're part of it. You watch the content. I don't know. You're part of the fandom, or maybe you're a creator. Like I don't know what makes you part of the Fandom Menace. Like, am I technically part of it? I'm against the new Star Wars. I don't know.
Is it a hashtag? What is it
part
exactly?
Of the group. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Because the group of people like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Anna, that Star Wars girl, I guess
Mary Mayhem,
yeah,
Midnight's Edge.
I think of. I know
World-class
Rhetoric as well. Yep.
Gary Beekler, and Doob Cox on there as well.
Yeah.
So apparently there's a Mass Effect remaster trilogy coming out September. I thought there were rumors about it, but I thought those were just rumors. I didn't know they were actually going to do it. I know it was mentioned in the EA, or it's not the earnings call, but whatever.
Remasters will just mean that they just add a couple things. They'll tweak the graphics, maybe the lighting engine, maybe they'll update it to the next Unreal version.
That would make sense, but the rumors are like a little crazy of what the content they'll be adding. They're not changing much in terms of story, but they're adding a whole bunch of new content, new textures, new whatever shaders they've got for Unreal, if they're keeping with Unreal. I think they were jumping to Frostbite, though. But oh well.
I highly doubt that.
I know.
I don't think that's going to go well. The thing is, you can't just take code from Unreal Engine and dump it in Frostbite. BioWare Montreal tried, and they kind of failed.
Well, it would explain what they've been doing all this time, aside from trying not to blow up was Anthem and whatever happened with Andromeda. So, yeah, no, who knows? These are all rumors. No one knows what's really going on. But I'm glad that's getting remastered. We've been asking for it for a while. And all they have to do is update the textures, make it look pretty, maybe redo some lines, especially the one with Ashley having an orgasm. That's always a strange one to have in the middle of a combat, but okay. Yeah. Little things you got to clean up. Other than that, they're good. Just keep the...
and you know, the big story problem.
Well, yeah, they're not going to change that. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. That'll be too much.
Please fix the ending, please.
Just get rid of all the Star Child. Get rid of all the endings. Just say, you made it the ending. Congratulations. Have a good day. You saved the galaxy.
Well, maybe the idea of the remastered is so they can make a Mass Effect 4, but that maybe they'll change the ending to leave it open.
Good question. Don't know what they're going to be doing. Again, these are all big rumors I talked about months ago, and it was like, yeah, this is probably not going to happen. But hey, good for us for finally getting what the fans wanted. I guess that would be nice to play everything all on a PC on the same graphics engine. That'd be kind of cool. So, yay. Okay, guys, are we ready to get started with? Was it $3 theater? What is a $3 theater anyway? I know a penny.
It's just what he calls his when he talks about films, he calls it $3 theater. I don't know why.
So this is addressing the fandom, not the films. That's totally fine. Who's today's?
Why supporting the fandom makes you dumb.
Yeah, well. Who's today's very special guest? Well, there's no special guest, but the video we're covering is by Matt Jarbo. So, in case you don't know Matt Jarbo, he
is special. So
sorry.
Well, Matt Jarbo is a special kind of special. So
I wouldn't call him a guest, but he is definitely special. Yes. So, boy, Mundane Matt, as his main channel is about. Is he still getting downvoted these days? I assume every video he pumps out, people just downvote. Because it's Matt Sharp.
Oh, well, I can check.
You don't have to check. I'm just curious if anyone knew.
No. I still find it funny that he wrote several books, all of which have absolutely terrible reviews. So for a YouTuber with about 100k, about the same as LitDev, his viewer count is about 1,000 after a day, and after 2 weeks, still about 1,000. Yeah, so he gets his views now cap at 1,000. I want to see Jake Paul house rated. Yeah, he's still getting ratioed on all his videos, 50-50.
Wow.
To the point where a lot of his videos have had things removed. Oh yeah, Matt. People really, really don't like Matt. He's got 14 comments on his video. Like, yeah, for his subscriber count, he has a pittance.
Well, this is $3 there's roughly 30,000 subscribers to this one, so I'm assuming it's not as ratioed. I'm assuming it's a little more popular.
Well, I can have a look at this video as well. Yeah, it's still ratioed.
Oh.
240 dislikes to 300 likes. And only 3,000, almost 4,000 views.
I kind of am kind of desensitized after seeing the New Warriors ratio.
Well, we'll see what the big deal is. I haven't watched
that ratio. Is
the New Warriors really? Oh, well, that's something else.
The comment in the video. One of the comments apparently claims the Fandom Menace are the flat earthers of Star Wars. I don't know how, but Matt Jarbo has personally liked and pinned this comment.
What the heck?
We are the flat earthers, despite the fact that we're not conspiracy theorists.
Hey Skids, thanks for the super chat. Have you checked Cap Midnight's TLJ video? Yes, I have. It's being voted on, so don't worry, we'll get to it eventually. But we got to go through what everyone else wants, and it takes time. So don't worry about it. It's on the list. We'll get there.
One of the other comments is, "You've already lost your argument, Matt."
Oh. Okay, you know what? Let's get going. This is an 18-minute video. I'm sure he has lots of great statements to make and observations on Twitter, because I'm assuming that's where all this information comes from. I don't know what the hell the Fandom Menace exactly is, but I'm assuming they hang out on social media and people post many things about Star Wars and their like and dislike of the series. So let's get going.
Hi folks, this is going to be a fun video to see the response to, predominantly because a lot of you are going to get really, really, really mad at me for saying the following statement. If you follow, or if you are, or if you support the Fandom Menace in any way, you're an idiot. There's no other way around it. There's no other.
Okay, so we're
okay. So that's calling the kettle black.
Well, let's just say you support the hashtag or use the hashtag. Does that make you? It's like kind of like the Gamergate argument. Are you part of Gamergate? Like, you know, there's no organization. There's no group of people chatting and getting together on weekends. It's just a hashtag, folks. It's not a big deal.
Matt Jarbo, you do not get to say shit about people being dumb when the shit you've tried to pull. You do not get to pull that card. It's laughable that you try to pull this card.
I like how you're preparing your audience. Guys, I'm going to say something really controversial. Okay. It's like, why are you saying that, Matt? Maybe he has some evidence to show that the Phantom Menace is evil or is doing nefarious things or is, I don't know, doing illegal things, whatever is making people think they're stupid or ignorant or whatever. Like, I want to know what he's talking about. So he has to show us something. That's what it all comes down to.
Simpler term to put it. If I could find a way to say it monosyllabically, outside of just "you're dumb."
Syllabically? Is that a word?
Okay, so he can't explain more than that. We're just dumb. Okay. Right. Good argument.
Monosyllabically? Is it syllable, not syllable? I don't know. Matt, English. Oh. Okay, anyway. We'll just forgive him for that and keep going.
I would, because that's the only way the pea-brained morons who follow this group are going to understand what I'm going to say. I have to dumb it down for you.
Okay, so anyone who
So now
follows...
he's saying that he needs to dumb his arguments down for us to convince the people who follow these people not to follow them or support them. Right, Matt. You don't get to...
This is not
Again, with
brain
your history,
surgery,
you
Matt.
don't get to talk.
This is not physics. This is not some complicated subject. This is a bunch of fans chatting about their fandom online in a way that's defensive or offensive, I imagine. That's about it. That's it. It's just a bunch of people online talking about their thing.
I just love the idea. It's like, I have to dumb my arguments down for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's really full of himself, isn't he?
Well, when you have an intro...
Seen Mahler? Mahler is clearly at least like very affiliated with the Fandom Menace. He's had multiple people on his stream. He uses a lot of very eloquent vocabulary.
Well, let's see where he's going with this. I really... Like, you probably shouldn't start off your video saying, I'm going to dumb it down for you people. Because if you do the things that I'm saying you're doing,
dumb, and I'm going to dumb it down for you because you're dumb.
You probably shouldn't say that in any video. You should never make fun of your audience. Just in general, just if you're doing a public speech or you're doing a letter to someone,
don't talk down to people. Just in general, don't talk down to people.
Be nice, be courteous, relate the information in a fun way, not in a negative way.
I have to really make you not think, because that's at this point precisely...
You have to make us not think to understand your arguments.
Matt, this is...
Yeah, I agree. In order to think your arguments are right, I have to not think. I completely agree with you there, Matt.
I want people to actually think in general whenever I say stuff, so it's not just me saying sensational words. I want people to actually register stuff in their brain, record it, and go, oh yeah, Smudboy said something about The Last Jedi that makes sense. What was that? Oh yeah, those ships are impossible to fly, or whatever. This is not what you want to say. Okay, so again, Matt, you're doing it wrong. Keep it above board.
Okay.
John Lemley, thank you, sir. Choose your fighter. Stupid fan version. Matt Jarbo, Cosmonaut Variety Hour, or Movie Blob. Oh no.
I would much.
I don't know. Diabito. He's a pretty powerful fighter.
I would like to see
You can just sit on him. What are you going to do, big guy? Sit on me?
I would like to see a 2D fighter with Matt Jarbo where he has like a teleport move where he teleports off the screen and he comes back with boulders. And he starts rolling them.
Why did he even choose his name, Mundane Matt? Well, yeah, you're very mundane. What a name.
Well, we're in the other channel, so we could guess that for another time.
What you do, what you believe, and I'm just going to be honest here. You're gullible moron.
You're gonna be honest with us, Matt. That's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, the context of Matt Jarbo being honest. But yeah, it's just immediately coming out just like, you're gullible morons, you're dumb, you're idiots. I need to dumb my arguments down for you. You need to stop thinking. Okay. This is going to be an entertaining one.
Who get led astray constantly by grifters who will openly admit to your face that they use you.
Okay, so let's say I'm a YouTube channel and I dislike The Last Jedi, and I make a video that gets 10,000 views or 100,000 views, and I just bash The Last Jedi because I don't like it. Is that called grifting or not? I don't know.
Oh yeah, but no. You make a review of The Last Jedi, or you talk about, I don't know, like how Star Wars is going down the drain these days. Obviously, you're trying to use people. You're trying to manipulate people. But Matt, please, can you maybe show us some evidence? You can't just say this person is using you. You have to tell them how. You have to bring evidence to the table. You can't just make accusations with not backing it up.
It's the same point with people who have fan-dedicated YouTube channels who just talk about one topic, and then you talk about that topic, and they see you as if you're grifting or trying to get clout. It's like, no, it's a topic that popped up on my news feed. I want to talk about it. That's it. I'll go to something else tomorrow. But like even the past 2 months, The Last of Us has been in my news feed constantly. Like it's just nauseatingly silly how much attention this thing's getting. And people call you grifters because What am I grifting? It's just the news, guys. That's all it is.
That they prey on your emotions, that they prey on your anger, they prey on your...
Who is preying on your emotions? Who?
Okay, so people are preying on your anger, apparently. But if you're trying to say that people are angry, yes, people are angry. Do you know why people are angry? Because they've had to sit with this shit for the last couple of years because of Disney. That's why people are angry, because something they love is being shat on and shoved down the drain.
Also,
it's now burning.
It's also very low quality stuff that we're being handed. It's just like, you're handing us this slop, really?
Yeah, you've got a right to be angry. Especially when it's something you care about and very close to your heart.
I'm not even angry, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted at these people's lack of talent. Like, it's beyond anger with me. I'm just like, you're pathetic. I could write a better story than you.
Well, you could
People
probably do
could write a
that.
better story.
Dunn, you could probably do that in an afternoon. I mean, that's not hard for you. So.
Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. Thanks.
All right, let's keep going.
Fear, because they know that if they do that and it's effective, which has been a proven method as to being effective, they will profit. They don't profit off of the SJWs they claim to mock. They profit off of you.
Okay, who's spending money? Like, what does he mean by profit? Like, video views? Is that like AdSense? Is that all he's talking about?
What?
But hello, LitDev.
Hi.
Oh, hey, LitDev, how's it going, buddy?
How do we break it down for LitDev? What we've just experienced?
It's hard to describe.
Apparently, we are grifters making money off of the.
Justin, let's go back. Okay, let's go back so LitDev can understand. We don't have to pause it as much because we've already interjected.
That they prey on your anger, they prey on your fear, because they know that if they do
move back to the start, we can just run through it most of it.
And predominantly because a lot of you are going to get really, really, really mad at me for saying the following statement. If you follow, or if you support the Fandom Menace in any way, you're an idiot. There's no other way around it. There's no other simpler term to put it. If I could find a...
Very convenient for Mundane Matt to be doing, to saying those words. One thing, I have heard this argument before, many times, from anti-confiscate people. Same people who can't really build a following on YouTube either. It's just, I don't know what it is, but people who can't be successful, most of the time it's people who are unable to be successful. Calling people who are successful grifters because they're successful and they aren't.
Well, no, the difference is here. Mundane Matt was successful, but then he's got more subs than you did. He used to be much bigger than you, but then do you know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? You already know what happened.
He got revealed as a enormous hypocrite. Yeah, and a horrible person.
A horrible person who's lying and manipulative and cheating and false flagging.
And then he had to go to the route as many others have gone, and that is anti SJW. It's like you remember that little that emergency glass that every building has, where the building catches on fire. YouTubers in Monday's match position, there's the same glass there. They break in case of emergencies. But instead of like a fire hose or like a fire extinguisher or an axe, it's anti SJW. or bread tubing. One of those two.
So Matt still releases videos on the daily, and to this day he still has over 100,000. I was 125,000 subscribers. And okay, how many views do you think he gets?
Well, I know he gets around maybe 1,000 on average per video.
400.
Oh, 400. It went down. Okay.
400 roundabout after a couple weeks.
It used to be around 1,000.
One better than yours. You know you're kind of fucking up, especially when you've got a big channel as big as his. And his videos are still ratioed 50-50.
Yeah, as soon as Mundane Matt fell off the radar when he revealed himself to be a massive hypocrite, he suddenly went full on SJW. All of his takes were wrong. He would defend the indefensible and side against those that had the major defenses. So if it was out there that if it was ridiculous and weird, then he would defend it. Like, he became pretty much an SJW, claiming to be an anti-SJW still. But he's the most red-pilled guy around, though.
Here's Joe Crazy. Even if people are making money off videos like that, what is the issue? Making money is not a bad thing. I don't know what that he means by grifting. If you're like selling mugs or T-shirts and people want to buy them, people want to buy your stuff. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
Yeah, usually this goes with
because you're selling comic books, you're selling mugs, you're selling shirts.
Yeah. Usually they use the word grift so that it sounds like a scam or something. They call it Nick the grifter. They call EVS a grifter. Usually it's just a negative term for successful so far. That's what's been usually tossed at. So if someone builds up an audience and they're able to make a living off of that audience by appealing to them and by selling products like comic books or something like that, then they are suddenly a grifter. It doesn't matter if you're selling something to them and they actually receive the product, as the age-old method of capitalism, you're a grifter. And it's really strange that a lot of people who call people like EVS and Nick Ricada grifters are people who were once maybe even successful and did the same thing, but are unable to make a living at doing YouTube or something like that anymore.
Here's Zorant00. Anita Sarkeesian is very successful. Is she not a grifter? Good vibes sent to everyone. Well, the thing with Anita is she promised stuff from a Kickstarter campaign and she never delivered.
Yeah, that's more like grifting. If you promise something and you don't deliver or something like that, then that's closer to grifting than, hey, here's something cool that you might want to look into. Here it is, and I've delivered on it, and that's not grifting really. That's more like capitalism.
She was being given as well. She was like, the production value of her videos was dog shit. Like, she was getting fucking thousands for those things.
She was getting what? How much did she get?
Oh, I can check.
Close to 300.
No, she got. I think she got like 20,000 or 10,000, something like that, to make a Discord server for Charlotte versus Women. It was a lot of money for a Discord server, which you could make for free.
Yeah, you can make a Discord server free, but yet she gets money for it. What was the money for our server?
That'd be nice. But no. These are things that, comparing to other people in the business, in Kickstarter, on social media. Yes, there's plenty of ways to make money online, but I don't see what's inherently wrong with that. But I want to know, what is the product or service people are selling, which are then causing the buyers to have buyer's remorse. I want to know that. And he has to get to that, or else he's just spouting platitudes about how the Fandom Menace people are bad. And you're like, who? Please tell us how.
Yeah. I think with Comicsgate, it's one thing, because Comicsgate is actually selling comic books, and people have been lobbying the grifting thing at Comicsgate since they started selling comic books. It's never going to come out. It's always grifting. Even if they receive the comic book, it's still a grift somehow. Like, it's a really impressive grift. We actually deliver on the product. That's pretty good. But with Fandom Menace, there's been a lot of lobbying at this towards YouTubers in general, like Fandom Menace, like Doomcock, for example, because he makes a lot of money for his streams with super chats. And it's because, for some reason, I don't know, because they talk about Star Wars. They talk about something that they themselves are interested in, and people are attracted to that. And I think the argument is, and because these YouTubers make a lot of money just hyping into the hate train, or whatever they call it, there's grifting on the hate waves. So they can make the money. It definitely cannot ever be the fact that they're actually interested in the topic, actually care about the downfall of Star Wars, etc., and that they are attracting an audience that feel the same way. It cannot be that way. It cannot be the fact that when I send a super chat, it's my choice and my decision, and it totally has to be the fact that I was manipulated or brainwashed into sending my money over. It must be that way. Well, those super chats I sent you, Smud, in the past.
Yeah, I was grifting. Yeah,
I wish you hadn't brainwashed me into sending those.
Another thing in the comments that he is personally, it's the most liked, and it's personally pinned and got a love heart from Matt Jarbo. The comment is, "The Fandom Menace are the flat earthers of Star Wars." What do you think of that, LitDev?
What a wonderful company you're keeping, Matt Jarbo. The people who just call people racist and sexist because they just described in detail how the writing is terrible.
You're a conspiracy theorist. Why? Because you dislike Star Wars these days.
You just hate women. Has Monday Matt actually said that? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. You just hate women. And keep in mind that Monday Matt is the weirdo who has all these weird tweets from a long time ago that he tried to hide or something about like how he, I don't know, like so it's weird. It's weird. Look up Medicare. He went over this stuff with Matt Jarbo, where Matt Jarbo was having these weird tweets. I mean, disturbing tweets, concerning like his masturbation sessions and stuff. It was really weird.
Jesus. Okay. Here's John Lemley. I think I'm going to be hounded by him or others as long as I have a stream. Grifting is a social construct. Yes, everything is a social construct. Thank you, John. That's great. It's always nice to be reminded.
Objectively speaking, of course.
Well, obviously. I mean, that goes without saying. Okay. Okay. Well, we're only 33 seconds in, but we went through it for a few minutes. But we're just going to play till 2 minutes to see how far we can get before we freak out.
I just want to say that I would almost argue that Monday Matt is a grifter. I mean, he himself described his channel as a shotgun of news. So basically, what he's doing is that he is pumping out videos at a very great pace. Like sometimes he puts out three videos a day, sometimes 5 videos a day, and his whole idea, his technique, is to just report on anything and everything. And then hopefully one of those things catches on and he makes money from it. So maybe not necessarily what he agrees with or even looks into it. It's just that whatever he takes, whatever position or talks about whatever it is, no matter what the subject is, as long as it can get him some views and money. That's basically what his whole strategy is. Yeah. So the Fandom Menace is talking about things that actually interest him, like the downfall of Star Wars and the destruction of Doctor Who, etc. They center on entertainment and the downfall of their favorite franchises. Monday Mac will talk about anything, no matter what it will do, no matter what it takes to get fame and fortune. He will take it. It's like how now it looks kind of strange looking back on his success, his success at all, because he made his living off of Gamergate. He made his success off of Gamergate. And being an advocate for free speech, and ironically enough, it was his whole thing. He got a lot of fame when someone false flagged his video, and then apparently that wasn't true. He's not a free speech guy. He's not for all that. He's not against flagging down videos that he's not against people flagging down videos that they disagree with. He's not against that because he did it himself. So yeah, I would call that closer to a grift. He's spouting off the message that everyone wants to hear while not believing in it. At least the Fandom Menace, as far as I've seen, people like Debunking and that Star Wars girl, they believe in this stuff. You can tell they're actually fans and they have passion for it. Mundane Matt will say and agree with and nod his head to whatever he has to gain the easy success and money.
Here's a super chat for you, LD. What do you think of that list I sent you that had everyone except you and RGE, but has RGE's friend on it who doesn't make Comicsgate videos? What's this list?
And that was hilarious because someone, Gamefaq, for some reason, made a list of Comicsgate YouTubers, but I'm not on it, and RGE is not on it. But a lot of people are on it, including people who are not really Comicsgate at all, just like adjacent or remotely Comicsgate. But I'm not on it.
Interesting. Okay, so we're talking about Gamefaq. Really, Gamefaq?
Yeah, Gamefaq. For whatever reason, Gamefaq decided to publish an article on a list of Comicsgate YouTubers for some reason.
Okay. Well.
And in their own words, it's a list from the least white supremacist to the most white supremacist. By the way, just some guy is on there who is very black.
Yeah.
No, but obviously he's a black-white. He's one of those black-white supremacists.
Funnily enough, this is not the first time he's been called a white supremacist. Mark Wade called just some guy a white supremacist, and then backed off of it quickly. We learned that just some guy is actually black, but I guess the label has remained.
Way to say it publicly, outside of just "you're dumb," I would. Because that's the only way the pea-brained
I'm
morons
surprised that Monday Matt could pronounce the word monosyllabically.
I don't think he pronounced it correctly, actually.
Yeah, but it's just the only argument he made is you're dumb. The people who follow the Fandom Menace and the Fandom Menace themselves, they're just dumb.
They're just dumb. There's big dumb fanboys.
Yes. Let's keep going.
Follow this group are going to understand what I'm going to say. I have to dumb it down for you.
Oh, boy.
I have to really
He
make
has
you
to dumb down
not
his
think,
arguments.
because that's at this point precisely
And not think.
what you do, what you believe. And I'm just going to be honest here. You're gullible morons who get led astray constantly by grifters who will openly admit to your face that they use you, that they prey on your emotions, that they prey on your...
By the way, Mundane Matt also, I don't think he ever did it because it might have been a bad idea for him. But he said he wanted to really make a video about debunking the whole Raise and Mary Sue thing. So yeah, he's on that side. Just to clarify some things.
Okay, so where have these people said that they are preying on people's emotions and taking advantage of them? Where have they said this? Apparently.
Well, we're going to get to that. That's what I want to know, because he's really making lots of accusations.
Monday Matt backs up his arguments with facts and logic.
Well, he
with
better.
examples.
Anyway, here's a super chat from Taker610. LitDev says Comicsgate like Cumsgate. Oh, I see what you're
Well, it's more accurate to say it that way. Yeah, it's way more accurate. Hey, Comicsgate is a love group after all.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you should stop fighting what you hate and make something.
Oh, no, don't bring... Oh, come on. That was...
Start fighting what you love so you can save what you hate.
Oh, okay. Hurting my brain now, Shiny. All right, keep going.
My brain hurts all the time when covering these videos.
Yeah, I know. That's how it goes on this podcast.
That's the secret. I'm always brain dead.
Oh, there you go.
Anger. They prey on your fear because they know that if they do that and it's effective, which has been a proven method as to being effective, they will profit. They don't profit off of the SJWs they claim to mock. They profit off of you.
What?
Because you watch the videos. You buy their merch.
Whoa, you watch videos.
You watch videos, and that's them taking advantage of you.
Really,
You
Monday
also
Matt?
buy their merch, you get a cool product, and apparently that's them taking advantage of you.
You do the same exact thing, Matt, but worse. At least Fandom Menace, they believe in the things they're talking about. The Star Wars, talk about Star Wars, talk about things that they enjoy. That's what the Fandom Menace. They talk about Star Wars and Doctor Who and Star Trek, etc. Especially Star Trek, because Star Trek really needs it right now. But it was mainly Star Wars. But you do the exact same thing, but worse. You just say, I'm a shotgun of news. So your whole strategy is to get people to watch your videos, and you don't know what'll hit, so you pump out video after video after video per day, hoping one of them will snag, and that you will get a lot of money from that one video.
And then
that's
the
what
funny part is none of his videos go past about 400 views.
Yeah, that's the ironic part now.
That's what happens when you just make really shit videos constantly, and you're proven to be an arsewipe, and you've completely besmirched your own bloody name.
So Monday Matt is calling Fandom Menace grifters for doing the same thing he does, except they do it better, and they do it more out of passion, for the most part, out of passion and love for the franchise. While Monday Matt just talks about whatever so that he can make money.
I'm trying to
Also
compare
with
him.
higher integrity.
I'm trying to compare him to like Jeremy Johns, who does lots of great reviews of stuff like videos or games or whatever, and he just like puts it out there every day. Like he's really passionate about what he's doing, and he's honest and straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like this is what Matt's trying to emulate. He's just trying to just take whatever he can find, throw it on his channel, and talk about it, which is fine. You can do whatever you like on YouTube, but when you've known his past history with YouTube, it's not the greatest. Like you have an argument from ethos, where you're coming from. The validity of the viewer or the validity of the speaker, it doesn't really have very high credibility these days. I don't know if that's a good idea to keep being on YouTube as a result of that, but he keeps doing it, so he must be into it. He must have something. I just want some evidence. That's all I want to say. If he has an opinion, let's see some evidence about how grifters on YouTube are bad, what they're selling, and what people are getting scammed off on. That's what I want to see. I'm guessing like a broken mug or the wrong T-shirt or something like that. Here's a criminal investigation. Sorry, what is that? Criminal imagination. Sorry. Capitalism man bad. So anyway, here's my Patreon. Yeah, it's something like that. It's probably this rant And then he goes into his Patreon eventually at the
These
end.
guys, the Fandom Menace is making more money than me, and they're more successful than I am. Therefore, they're grifters. By the way, watch my videos and check out my merch and go to my Patreon.
All right. He had was it a 10-second intro? It was like, wow, he's doing this for his side channel. Interesting. He's really serious about getting...
Well, his side channel gets more views than its normal fucking channel now, Mundane Matt.
Here's Bogue from Mexico. Thank you, sir.
This video on his 3-book theater, at least it has like a couple, like 4,000 views. That's more than he has on his other videos these days.
Really? Oh dear. Mundane Matt.
Is this 3-book? Is this 3-book theater? By the
Yeah.
way. So he's making money off of these videos. He's making money, by the way, off of videos where he talks about movies like Star Wars. Okay, and
he's taking advantage of your positive opinion.
He's getting angry at the Fandom Menace that are making videos about Star Wars, while he's making videos about Star Wars and also making money. Really, Mundane Matt? Seriously?
So far, that's what we've got. But again, he might have evidence. We just got to wait for it. Mundane Matt built his channel on anti-SJW videos and actively cried on stream for pity bucks and e-pity while being an alarmist. Effing hypocrite. Okay, I didn't know all that, but this is...
Yeah, he used to cry on stream a lot. He
cried on stream?
For his...
Oh, yeah.
He also fake cried for his... I used to be one of his viewers.
Yeah, his play button. He got his play button, but YouTube won't give me.
No. He cried. Not just his play button. He cried at fucking everything.
Lit, you never got your play button?
No, YouTube wouldn't send me one. I looked it up, and they say that they have you aren't owed one. They said you aren't owed one. They choose whether or not you get to be sent one.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
that's what I read on when I looked it up. Yeah,
it cost them pennies to make it in fucking China, and they can't.
I'm an official YouTube bad guy. Official YouTube bad guy.
Wow, you say so controversial and offensive things are lit, Dev. Holy crap.
To put in contrast, I'm worse than Sargon, apparently. Sargon got one. I didn't.
Shadowversity got one.
Yeah, but Shadowversity's known for his thingy videos. He's not known for
swords and stuff.
Having controversial opinions, though he does have them.
Yeah. Also, Shadowversity is a very charming fellow.
Opinions. I just mean by that I mean he has the wrong opinions on The Last Jedi, because if you don't like The Last Jedi, it just means you're wrong. And Patrick Willems doesn't want to be a friend. But also, Shadowversity is apparently dumb.
Also, Shadowversity is a very charming fellow. Very charming fellow. It's hard not to like the guy.
He's got a castle in his backyard, so that's pretty neat.
The guy has a castle in his backyard. How can you not like Shadowversity? And it's awesome.
And he's also very generous with his commission amounts.
Yeah, there's that too, apparently.
Okay.
Well, I mean, very generous. He gave me 200 Australian dollars for the intro I made.
Bravo, Shiny. Okay, good stuff.
It's pretty dang good.
Well, it's 200 Australian dollars about, I think, actually 150 quid or something. So, yeah, it's still good, though.
Still good.
You support on Patreon. You send the super chats. You financially fund this nonsense. You are the mark.
You ruined Star Wars.
I'm just
You ruined
pointing
Star
out
Wars.
an objective truth here.
Well, anyone who
okay, wait.
Matt,
Objective truth.
Yeah, you're the max.
And this sounds like
something that's objective truth. Can you please show us what's wrong with these people?
It doesn't sound like a objective truth there, Mundane Matt. It sounds like a obfuscation. It sounds like you're twisting the facts to suit your narrative. That's what it sounds like, not an objective truth.
What? Someone lying and twisting his facts? Mundane Matt? Never.
Matt, lie? Never. Except that one kill stream where he lied to everyone's faces until he found out the truth, and then he was forced to face the truth. That's time he lied. Now that's objective. That's objective, Mundane Matt. Where you lied to everyone's face for like an hour, and then they figured you out, and you got caught. You got caught.
If you want to donate to anyone, a political cause or a person or a super chat, that's your right. You have every freedom in the world. And I don't think, unless they're asking for money, saying, please give me money, and you go...
Mundane Matt asking for money and crying for money.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what's the definition of grifting at that point when you're talking about donations? It's kind of strange. So if you don't have a product or service...
by Monday Matt's own criteria, he is a grifter.
I know. It's just, this is getting silly. I'm still waiting for evidence. We're gonna get there. I hope. We got 16 minutes left to go, so we should find something.
Those of us who like to actually talk about the news media involving entertainment and being truthful and being on the up and up, you guys are quite literally the cancer we have to deal with all the time.
Oh my God, he's attacking his audience again.
I'm so much better than all of them. I am real, while everyone else is a fake.
Matt's the victim in this scenario.
Matt's the victim. Matt's the real guy. Matt's the honest guy who lies all the time.
Honest Matt.
Good old honest mundane Matt.
Here's Bogue from Mexico again. Remember when he reported channels? Dame Pesos members. Oh, yeah. I do remember that story.
Honest Matt won't lie to you.
Okay.
He does the same exact
And it's
thing. So Matt does the same exact thing the Fandom Menace people do. They makes videos talking about Star Wars and entertainment.
Though, they do it much better, and they do it with a lot more.
Yeah, that's the only that's the only difference. The difference here is that the Fandom Menace people do it way better, and therefore the grifters. Well, good old poor mundane Matt over here, honest mundane Matt, honest Matt. Should change his name to Honest Matt. Is over here trying to contend with all the big bad Fandom Menacers who are doing the same thing he does, but better.
This car works. Honest Matt would never lie to you.
Let's find that broken T-shirt, like, or broken coffee mug, or misplaced whatever that people spent money on. I really want to see the evidence, because if he just started with that, I'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. This guy with this channel is selling bad stuff. We can say that. He should have started with that. So again, we're getting there. We're going to find out. I'm hoping.
Time for some hardcore chemotherapy to hit that entire group, for an absolute wake-up call to happen. But this video, I will fully admit, won't reach many of you because you're not going to want to actually listen
Matt,
to
you're
what I
trying
have
to convince people you just said were idiots and morons. You straight up poisoned the well. This is not a good way to convince people. And be honest, this video isn't about fucking convincing people. This is about sucking your own fucking dick. It's like,
a moron.
Look at me. I'm trying to convince them. I'm trying to turn them back to the light because they're being horrible people and they're all big dumb brains. And I have to dumb my arguments down for them because they're too dumb.
Big dumb fanboys. Why would they listen to me? Why would they listen to me? I just called them dumb, and they're all stupid and sheep and everything. Why would they listen to me? Why would they listen to me?
Matt, fuck off.
We can keep going, guys, if you want.
Yeah, we keep going.
John Lemley. The worst part is I do think consumers fail to act smart often enough, but of course a grifter has to be the one to say this. I don't know. Again, what does Matt sell aside from really bad arguments? And if that's all it is,
Shirts. I remember him making 3 book theater shirts.
If that's all it is, then how is that any different than what everyone else is doing on YouTube?
That's the whole thing. He's not any different. He's just calling them grifters because they're better than he. They do a better job than he does.
Yeah.
They're more successful. Therefore, they must be grifting, according to his argument.
Maybe he has like really, really nice T-shirts or something. Maybe it's like really high quality cotton or something.
I don't think they are.
Okay.
They're probably the same you get on TeePublic.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here's Bogue again. Here's another super chat for extra river boulders. Oh jeez. him and his infant was picking boulders for his wife.
How dare you make these arguments against me? My alibi is at the time I was picking up boulders.
Yeah, I was picking up boulders, even though I was out there slapping people.
Here's Bogue again. By the way, can you guys review War for Cybertron? Wow, it's good.
War for Cybertron. It is pretty fucking good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but I really enjoyed it.
Let me just write that down.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to, I guess.
Is it new? Is it old?
Yeah, I'm currently.
It's part of a Netflix trilogy that they're trying to do.
Oh wow!
And it's not. It's got. I say it's a flawed. It's a flawed, good, enjoyable show.
Okay.
So it does have. I do have issues with it that I wish that could be cleared up, but it's still very good and very honest to the style. As a star. Transformers, much more than Michael Bay, and much more than a lot of the other cartoons these days.
I think the name was different. It was Fall of Cybertron. Okay.
There's the War for Cybertron. There's the War for Cybertron trilogy. There's the Fall of Cybertron, but there's two Fall for Cybertron, and there's two War for Cybertrons because there's also the game, and they didn't take into account the game with the. Oh no, it's just a Fall of Cyber. Yes, there's the Fall of Cybertron video game, and then there's this as well, and it's very confusing with the names.
Okay, good. Whoa, we just got a whole bunch of super chats. Let me go through these quickly. Tyler Preston, how is the Phantom Menace grifters? What are they selling, Matt? We're gonna get there. He's gonna tell us. Don't you worry. He's gonna reveal everything. He's gonna show us what the sinister underbelly of the Phantom Menace is all about on YouTube for all places. Bogue, Netflix, Fall of Cybertron Siege, loved it so much. Okay, good. It's Fall of Cybertron Siege. I did not know that. I don't watch Netflix, but if it's cool, I'll be happy to check it out.
Liquid Nitrogen, just quickly, yes, it is much better than Transformers Prime. Much, much better. I mean, Transformers Prime is better in some aspects of something, but not. It's far better in terms of it's much more enjoyable story than Transformers Prime.
Really? Okay, I really enjoyed the story.
One thing I like from Transformers Prime is just things like designs. So, like, it's the designs for certain characters which have been tweaked, and the idea of arms transforming into guns, which they've kind of taken from the Michael Bay films, which that's pretty cool. And then in this one, it's much more along the lines of the more traditional cartoons. And another thing about the voice acting as well, the Transformers Fall of Cybertron Siege. They don't have the original voice actor for Prime, and I don't think the voice actor they did get is very good at trying to emulate Prime. He does a mediocre job half the time, which is, and Prime isn't as badass as maybe he should be. He's a bit of a wimp.
Here's John Lemley again.
He gets his ass kicked very easily.
I was picking up boulders for my wife. Is the new? I was just on my way to the beach from To Catch a Predator. Oh dear, that's a. Let's not. Trying to combine those two things together ever again. That's, I mean, Matt is Matt. He's not on that show, hopefully. So, all right. I think we're good, guys. We can keep going. There's going to be some evidence coming by any minute now.
Say you're not for a second and have a cognitive thought or use critical thinking to fundamentally better your existence. You're going to sit there and you're going to retreat to your echo chamber because I've pressed a button, and psychologically you are not capable enough to be able to actually deal with what I am saying.
Jesus, Matt, leave these people alone. We're just watching a video.
You call them sheep and idiots, and now you're saying that they won't listen to you because they'll be too triggered. Why should they listen to you if you think that if they already think that you believe them to be mindless sheep who can't think for themselves?
That's okay, guys. If anyone is calling you this or that on a public YouTube video, probably not worth your time. Probably not.
Entitled to your view. Like, you don't have to listen to them. That's because they say, "Oh, you're just going to be triggered." You don't have to listen to them. Like, even if they're whether they're right or wrong, you don't have to listen to them. If they're just insulting you like this. Like, it's not obligation. It might be a psychological trick that he's trying to do because people aren't listening to him anymore. Or you're probably going to be too triggered to watch this, and then you're saying, "No, I'm not," and you'll watch it. That's what he's trying to do, I think.
Possibly reverse psychology. I don't know. It's very strange to listen to this man. Okay, John Lemley, thanks again. He really do be pressing a button, though. Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to accomplish with this video. But it's 18 minutes. He's got to show some proof. He can't just sit there and ramble on like he's an old man on his porch. It's very strange. But anyway, we'll get to those 18 minutes. We'll find out what's there.
Well, it's Monday, Matt. What do you expect?
I expect a reference, a link, an image, anything to prove his point.
And you're going to go to your leaders because this video is going to get called out by people like Jesse Milestone and maybe John Tox and maybe Drunk 3PO, right? All the capos in the Fandom Menace, the people without any real thoughts or anything they want to put out there. And I'm not criticizing. I actually like Drunk 3PO quite a bit. He's a very nice individual.
No. Yeah, there's they can't listen to a free thinker like mundane metal view. That's a lot of the people from the group, the old group called the not the critics, but like the skeptics. They all broke apart and broke away and went like far. A lot of them did. A lot of them went far leftist because from what I could tell is that because they all became too obsessed with being the most individual, the most free thinking person, and they went from look, we all are all anti-SJW. We all sound the same, and it seemed like we're all being lumped together. So I'm going to start going the other way. That's what it seemed like to me.
I think it's just, when you have a certain audience and then you start to lose relevance, things get weird and people change over time. It's something that's very strange. A lot of them went really kind of weird.
Gotta break that emergency glass.
Went kind of a bit batshit crazy. Thunderfoot was, I think, one of the first to go nuts as he ended up turning on everyone.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna stop making anti-HW videos now. I'm gonna just do science videos.
Yeah, I think even after Saigon of Akkad was like, oh yeah, I'm fine with Thunderfoot. I don't have any things with him, even though it's just strange that he randomly came against me.
Here's Joe Crazy. Matt, my high IQ is all the evidence you need. Well, I hope that's not. I hope that's not what the video is, because if you just go on there insulting your audience and saying how smart you are, you're not going to have much of an argument.
His whole argument is that he's really, really smart and free thinking, and all the Fandom Menace people are dumb sheep, and they just bow down to the generals and capos and dons or whatever of the Fandom Menace. Nice argument so far, Mr. Matt.
But Jesse Milestone's a moron, and John Talks doesn't have much of a personality, which is why he just talks. Okay, but these people,
familiar, Matt.
They're the defenders of the Fandom Menace. They're the capos. They're the lieutenants. They're the ones that are there as the shields. They're the ones that are there
I'm a lieutenant and a shield.
If you criticize their betters, they stand up and they beat their chest and they go, no, you. And they bring up sub counts and they bring up view counts as if.
I don't think that Mundane Matt has that much room to speak on people not having a personality.
But all the shit he's trying to pull, it's not even true. It's all just fucking nonsense. That he's not even brought any evidence to back this up. He said, "Oh, they just do it. Can you show us where they're doing it?"
He said it was true. He said it was true. Therefore, it must be true.
Well, Matt, apparently your fans, every time we come against you, they just flood our comment section. They're just being really horrible people, and that means that they're your lieutenant and you're the mob. Obviously, this isn't happening, but I said it's happening, so therefore it must be true.
That means it's a really lame approach. It's a real lame move done by people who don't have two actual brain cells to rub together.
Oh boy.
And again, if you actually watch what they say, if you actually pay attention to what they say,
Fandom Menace guys got under his skin.
Actually pay attention to what they're saying.
That don't have any actual basis in reality. Same with Mecha Random 42.
Ooh.
She's as dumb as they come.
Oh dear.
100%. They're hypocritical constantly. They prove this constantly. But you guys are too pre-brained enough to get it. And the problem with it is that other elements of media back up this nonsense as a way to push the narrative. And it's just like Joseph Goebbels once said, if you want somebody to believe something, repeat it until they do. I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically what he says. So let me bring up this article here today from Cosmic Book News. You know, a paragon of honesty, integrity, and journalism, where they have a headline here, this amazing headline. George Lucas saving Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy leaving for J.J. Abrams, and oh my God,
Monday Matt does is he always goes the easy route. Like even when before he was outed, he always went the middle of the fence. So like, oh yeah, it's the SJW view is has some wrong points, but also some right points too. But the anti-SJWs, they're okay, they're right, but they're also wrong here. So he tried to placate both sides. He was a habitual fence sitter.
There's nothing wrong with the middle of the road attitude, because often enough you do get good opinions or like good points from both sides, and you need to listen to those points.
But he did a really bad job at it.
I know, and then that's the point I was going to make. But then there's just you like making all the wrong points on all the wrong sides, and you're just being an idiot, and you're talking about these extremes like they're right, and the people you're supposed to be listening to as the rational minded, the people who are on both sides who do make the good points, not the extremists This is like listening to an like an alt-right white supremacist and saying he's got some good points.
Oh boy, John Lemley. Mundane Matt has no fans to form a mob to defend him. I don't know. I think this is there's something in him that he has to defend or attack, and I don't know what it is. He's just going right to
He's scoring the anti-fandom menace people. It's pretty easy to gain audience really quickly if you go against movements like Comicsgate and Fandom Menace. Like they don't necessarily like you, but they will watch your videos because you're attacking people they hate.
LitDev, this is obviously evidence against it because I don't think they're watching this video. I don't think it's quick and easy to get subscribers just from shitting on the Fandom Menace.
Well, no, it's not that easy to get them, but it's easier to gain at least a small, quick audience going against the Fandom Menace. And this video does have more views than some of his other videos. And I think it's like 3,000, 4,000 views, something like that. But while
this one has 4,000 videos, yeah.
Yeah, so it gets a little bit more traction if you go against the Fandom Menace and or Comicsgate, because they have a lot of haters. Because right now the Fandom Menace is winning. So they have a lot of hate going against them from the SJW types.
Here's Lord Nightmare. First thing I see clicking the vid is the Boulder Man. Is that his nickname? My day was going so well.
Some people call him the Boulder King, but I think it's like more the Boulder Jester.
I think it's offensive to boulders to. I'm just being reminded of the boulder from Avatar: Last Airbender.
The boulder.
Is over his conflicted feelings.
The boulder is very offended by Matt Jarbo.
Boulder has conflicted feelings about fighting a little girl. The boulder is over his conflicted feelings.
Jeez. Here's Dr. Crow. Hey, Dr. Crow. Wife told me to no give money. Shh, don't tell her. Oh, dear. What's going on in your household, Dr. Crow? Also, Heplo Dunn. I think it means hello Dunn. I'm a god gay. Wife told E. What is happening over at your side of the screen there, Miss Dr. Crow?
What?
Yeah, I can't. I'm guessing he just typed the wrong letters, but he's saying hello. Thanks for the super chat, Dr. Crow. We appreciate it. Okay, 4 minutes in. Still no evidence. Well, he showed one blog post, but I mean, showing one blog post isn't really. I show blog posts every day. They're usually crap, but I try to make fun of them.
What blog post did he show? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, well, we're not going to rewind it, but maybe he'll talk about it.
I'm not asking to, but I'm just like said he showed a blog post. That's surprising.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing.
Sacre bleu, you might proclaim to the heavens.
No.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. That's awesome. Are we finally living in the best timeline? Is Kennedy gone? Is Kathleen Kennedy out? Are we finally going to get good Star Wars again? And again, this comment section will have people saying that as well. Twitter will have people saying that as well, because for some reason you like to believe nonsense. I don't get it. Do you really think after all this time Kennedy is out, Lucas is back? Do you not know anything about the industry? Do you not know anything about
so if someone has done a really terrible job in the industry, do you really think they're going to keep their job?
Lucasfilm?
It's a very sensible decision that if someone fucks something up, you get someone else to come in and fix it. It's a very sensible thing.
I mean, they replaced J.J. Abrams with Rian Johnson, and then quickly replaced Rian Johnson back with J.J. Abrams. That happened.
Well, not quite. It's like wasn't it like it was originally like
they were going to give someone else
rather than Ryan, and then Colin Trevorrow got his butt kicked off of the Rise of Skywalker so fast, and then people were like,
it's because no one wanted to do it. Everyone was like, "No, I'm not doing that. It's just a complete mess." Because I'm going to have my name attached to that. It's going to be a rock attached to my ankle while I'm trying to swim across a river. It's be terrible. But unfortunately, J.J. Abrams he just had the thing on his back, and that was it.
You're being too charitable. They're being dropped in the middle of the ocean with a tank tied to their ankles.
And it was made into a tank by The Last Jedi, which is it was a movie so bad it's being taught in schools on how not to make a movie. So
Yeah.
Last Jedi was the movie that killed the Star Wars franchise and produced widespread apathy in the Star Wars fandom. It killed Star Wars. That's how bad it was. So no one wanted to tackle the movie that followed it. That was a monumentous task and a terrifying one.
I think it was Kathleen Kennedy that actually kicked Thingy out of his job because he was actually had this whole story thing planned out. I don't think you turn down Star Wars that easily. From what I've heard, it was definitely Kathleen Kennedy.
It feels very much like there was some really bad blood happening, especially since J.J. Abrams just barely pitched his idea like a few days after The Last Jedi came out.
There's lots of behind-the-scenes stuff that we're not privy to. So how they got hired and fired new guys to work on Episode 9 and all the reshoots, we don't know exact stories. I wish we did. So kind of curious how it came about.
Too. At least like we...
I know, it's just very strange that Episode 9 came out the way it did. The creative choices, the things they did, the rewrites. I just want to know how this came about because someone must have quit or someone must have went, nope, not doing this. Can't take this anymore. This is bad. And there are people there who just want a job.
Yeah.
Here's John Lemley. Thank you, sir. Mundane Matt is just upset that the Fandom Menace has an apartment overseeing the park.
The Phantom Menace is an apartment overseeing the park, and Mundane Matt is struck with terror because it's obviously more expensive than his.
Yeah.
Also, the Phantom Menace can get a seat at Dorsia. He can't. He's stuck at Arcadia.
And then they also have a watermark.
No, he doesn't even. He can't even go to Arcadia. He's stuck at Texarkana. That's a restaurant that's completely empty all the time.
I mean, the video that Doomcock put out, it's a rumor. I got to make sure I say that because that's going to be a solid defense that gets brought up, right? That's the defense. Well, he's just reporting on what he's been told, in which he has been right so many times.
He has been right a lot. Even when I didn't believe Doomcock's rumors, he turned out to be right. I didn't believe, for example, that the Emperor was going to shoot lightning into the sky and disable the entire fleet because that's dumb. I also didn't believe that the Emperor was coming back at all because that's really dumb. But they did it. They sure did it, and it was true. When Doomcock reported on it as a rumor, but it turned out to be absolutely true.
Yeah. I read all of the leaks, and I'm like, how are these leaks like not only one for one accurate, but also better than the movie?
What the heck's going on in chat? Dr. Crow heard the message from Crow that he sent, and he's drunk, and I'm so sorry, Dunn. Miss Crow. Oh, dear. What's going on? Are we advocating drunkenness?
To Crow about, rum and bloody Coke.
Okay, well, Dunn, I don't know what's going on there, but you better check up on your friend.
Clearly.
Mrs. Crow, remove the alcohol from your husband.
Yeah. Maybe the wallet book, too, just in case. Anyway. Doomcock is making rumors. Therefore, he's bad? I don't know. You can talk about rumors on YouTube, guys. It's not illegal, okay?
No, obviously he's talking about rumors that someone has told him. Therefore, he's using you. Of course.
I guess? Is that...
Yeah, but you do not get to fucking talk about this, considering the shit you report on and the shit you used to report on. You are one of the most pathetic people in the YouTube sphere. I have more respect for Anita Sarkeesian than I do you.
Yeah, I do too. My name, he's just like the scumbag. You just wipe off the bottom of your shoe. He's sleazy, and it's like a used car salesman, but worse. You can respect used car salesman more than you respect Mundane Matt.
Here's a good point from Zorant00. When he's been right, you tend to believe him. Yeah, when someone has a rumor, which ends up being true, you go, this guy must have inside info. He must have someone on the inside who knows stuff.
But obviously, no, we're the flat earthers.
earthers. If the flat earthers were right about the Earth being flat, that's basically that would be the Fandom Menace because they're correct. They were correct. Doomcock was correct with his rumors last time, so that statement would only be accurate if the Earth were actually flat. Also, like the fact that he is doing this whole argument against Doomcock by saying, "Oh, he happened to be true one time." Yeah, every time, not one time, but every time so far where we got confirmation, he's been correct. But that equals bad for some reason now.
I love this.
You report on rumors that turn out to be true. That's bad, guys. That's bad.
Yeah, it's kind of good when you have accurate rumors that come true. It's kind of a good way of proving yourself. So here's Joe Crazy.
Is Matt drunk?
Dr. Crow has the right idea. Matt is only tolerable when plastered. I don't know, man. I haven't watched one of his videos in years. So
I kind of forgot he existed for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Forgetting Matt exists.
Oh, okay.
Other than his Game of Thrones video that got covered on EFAP, I was like, I have not watched a single one of his videos before today.
They covered a mundane mad video on EFAP.
Oh dear.
How'd that go?
Yep. It's kind of bland. It was kind of bland, to be perfectly honest. It was just one amongst like two. Yeah, it was like one amongst like two. The Watch Mojo or something. The British equivalent of Watch Mojo saying Game of Thrones was fine. The ending of Game of Thrones was fine, y'all. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's okay. It was totally fine.
People watch. I mean, there's people who do the exact same thing Money Matt does. They just talk about anything in the news, and they do a better job. I mean, they get a better following. It's that mundane Matt is so mundane. He's just really, really mundane to listen to. Like that's what people have been describing him as. He actually is mundane. Oh yeah, very hypocritical.
Here's John Lemley again. Something tells me the Boulder's mundane Matt lifted have witnessed more horror than James or Cheryl Mason did when in Silent Hill. Oh dear, that's okay. That's Silent Hill is an actually pretty scary video game, so I don't know if that's fair to mundane Matt.
I don't know. Monday Matt doesn't like being fair to other people. I don't think there's a reason to be fair to him.
Yeah. And apparently, aren't the Silent Hill movies like utter trash?
Oh,
I've heard nothing but bad things.
Yeah, no, I didn't even bother watching.
I just saw Jeremy John's review of like Silent Hill Revelation, and like he was so angry, and he ended up putting it on his worst of the year list, the top of the worst of the year list, like his #1 worst movie of that year.
I think everyone who likes those kinds of games or likes survival horror should play Silent Hill 2 at the very least, just to know where the genre came from, why it works so well, and how to tell an interesting and curious, mysterious story in that genre. It's beautiful work of art. Anyway, I don't know a thing about the movies though. I couldn't tell you.
And that's the way it should be.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, I'm going to preface this because I already know what the response is going to be because you guys seriously just keep using the same comments and arguments every single
Matt, stop talking about your... This is getting... Okay, even I'm getting offended now because he's talking about other people that are stupid or dumb. It's like, dude, stop talking like this. It's annoying.
I think someone from the Fandom Menace has got under his skin and he made this whole video saying that everyone is dumb.
It's just ridiculous. Okay, here's another. Again, I hate pronouncing this word, so I'm not going to use this person's name. It was kind of bland, honestly, shocking no one. From Dunn, his opinion of
that's accurate.
Of Matt Jarbo's understanding of Game of Thrones. DGM Voices, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Don't think you're in a position to pull rank on ethical tactics, Mr. Jarbo. Maybe stick to misreading Game of Thrones viewer polls. Oh, is that what he did? Did he mislead?
I think he was. Yeah, he did.
There's so many polls on Game of Thrones, though. It's hard to follow them all. Maybe he got some information wrong. It's possible. But lots of fan groups, too. So there could be lots of biased persons with those polls. It's hard to gauge when you have a fandom as diverse as the Game of Thrones book readers. They have the Game of Thrones show watchers, and then there's a subset of that who hate the show now, and all sorts of wonderful people in the fandom. But that's what fandoms are these days. It's not just the lovers; it's the people who go, oh, because they ruined it.
Yeah, and like a lot of people are kind of like even like the mainstream media turned against Game of Thrones after some Film Fest regarding how David Benioff and D.B. Weiss had no idea what they were doing, and they admitted to it.
Yeah. Here's Lord Nightmare again. Thank you, sir. Well, Boulder Boy getting rid of KK, getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy, doesn't guarantee anything, but you have to start somewhere. Okay, I mean, that's one way of putting it, of looking at the franchise as a whole. Who's in charge? This person, get rid of them. That's what they do with major companies. If profits aren't met, their expectations, they get demoted or fired. That's just how it goes. So if perhaps Disney was run as a proper business, and they haven't been doing so well. I don't know if you guys saw their earnings report last week. Pretty down, comparatively speaking, because their amusement parks are closed. Not too many sales in movies, that sort of thing. So
I'm not going to really care if Disney loses some money.
Yeah, I know. They're a billion-dollar company, but still, it's like, they lost money. We weren't expecting that. Number one, to lose money. Huh. Here's Joe Crazy. Thank you, sir. It says something when Jarbo the Hutt's only argument is that y'all are dummy heads. I don't know. This is all it is. I'm getting offended listening to it. This is what I don't know why people talk like this on YouTube. Maybe those entitled women who are like, y'all need to listen to me because I'm a mama or this or that from wherever. I know life better than you do. It's like, okay, you have this attitude coming out of the gate. I get it. You've seen some shit. Life is tough. Great. Okay, I get the tough love speech. This is not tough love. This is Matt bashing a fandom because they said some rumors or listened to some guy saying rumors. And we're stealing they're taking our time away from us of the day. How dare a YouTuber do that? Kind of like how Matt is doing right now. They're taking this time out of our day. But we're having a better time about it because we're enjoying the view as best we can. Maybe not the view, maybe the listening. So, plus there's alcohol.
Time. What has he been right on is what I would say back to you. And you would say, well, the Star Wars leaks that came out back in August about the rise of Skywalker, that's very true. Those came from Reddit from someone named Jedi Paxis. Doomcock simply reported on them, as did so many other channels.
Yeah, so what? Yeah, he was right then. So he was right then. So he was right. He was correct. Thank you, Mundane Matt. So all Doomcock did was say he was reporting on leaks. He didn't say that he was making them up. He reported on leaks, and they were correct. So your argument is nothing, Mundane Matt. You are arguing nothing at all.
Yeah, his argument is that because someone else reported publicly elsewhere, it's like, so what? What's your point? That guy, the source of Doomcock, could have reported it online too, but he didn't.
Even if Doomcock got the leaks from Reddit, he was reporting on them, and they were correct. So what? So you've made no other additional point so far, Monday Matt, but you've dropped that pointless point as if it were a bomb, destroying the assertion that Doomcock reported on some correct rumors, which were correct to your own admission.
Okay, again, we're waiting on evidence. We're gonna get some, I hope. Let's see what he's got.
Again, well, there was the test screenings proven false by J.J. Abrams himself. Right? I mean, we can keep this up all.
Okay, this is the problem I have with that speech by J. It was a question, I think it was on the red carpet or what have you. He mentioned this, that there were no reshoots or there was no this or that. And I'm like, really? There were no reshoots? There was nothing? Everyone in the news was reporting about something happening, spending more money.
But apparently nothing happened. There was rumors of having like test screenings.
J.J. Abrams said, "Oh, look, there wasn't any screenings because people can just say things which are opposite to the truth." Matt, you should know that better than anyone.
He's asserting that Doomcock just took someone's word as just gospel or something, and then telling it to everyone as if it's the truth when he didn't. He said these are rumors. Well, Monday Matt just heard J.J. Abrams says, "No, that's not true," and that was it. With no, he didn't back it up or anything like that. He's taking J.J. Abrams' word as gospel, as opposed to the insiders. you're doing the same exact thing, except the other side, which is kind of indicative of a Money Matt's current strategy.
This is a chat from Phoenix Nightflame. Smudboy, he said screenings, not reshoots. Well, if I understood the story back in the day, it was there were screenings, and then that prompted reshoots because the screenings were so bad. That was the rumor. So,
and also the other rumor was there was also several cuts of the film, and I think there's coming out with proof that the Lucas cut actually did exist in some form. Like they did exist in a term of of things they're going to bring in or whatever, and I think they might be making it for some reason. So that part was at least partly true, I believe.
When I put out a video a couple weeks ago, Doomcock has now become Mike Zero. This headline fundamentally backs that up, especially when you go through it and you read what they say. And we get to this piece right here. There's the four conditions for Lucas to return to Star Wars. He gets to make his sequel trilogy. He has full creative power until he decides to hand it off. Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Disney agrees to never mess with the original trilogy, leaving it untouched. And that Lucas apparently closed out the communication with Disney, noting that none of this is negotiable, in which case Disney responded, so when do you start? Well, here's my question for that. Who at Disney made that comment? Because it would only be one person who would make that comment. Maybe two. It would be the Bobs. It wouldn't be Disney as a company.
Are you sure?
It wouldn't be
Are you
Disney
sure?
as an entity. Disney as
someone
as
representing
intellectual
Disney.
property.
Yeah, no,
It would be
no
the
one represents
chairman and
Disney. It's
CEO.
only
No, but you do
Which
realize
right
that they
now is
send
still
people to
basically
make
Bob
deals with these
Iger, who would be
people. They're
calling the shots.
authorized to
Bob
make
Chipman,
deals with
at
these
least
people.
for right now, until he does get fundamental.
Bob Chipman. But also, there's definitely no way that Disney, that these representatives, these CEOs, can have representatives deal for them in these negotiations. There's no way. You can't have a lawyer or anything like that just go and negotiate on their behalf. That's impossible.
There's no
Disney
assistance.
is run by like 3 people, apparently.
You don't have an army of people on your beck and call. This Mr. Billion Dollar. Well, that's not Bob Iger anymore, but there's other people there. No one could possibly do these conversations or negotiations with George.
It can never be like okay, here's your instructions. Go converse with George Lucas, and if his conditions are satisfactory, if they stay within these limits, then say yes. If as long as the negotiations are fine, and then you have a negotiator go in there and talk with George Lucas, and they say, when do you start? Because he has the negotiator has been given authority by the CEO to hire George Lucas. Did it happen? I don't know because as Doomcock says, these are rumors, but if that did happen, it wasn't necessarily the CEOs. It could have been a negotiator given the authority to make that deal by the CEOs. These CEOs are very busy people, believe it or not.
All boards and stuff, and all these people which are holding on to power.
I mean, not every CEO lives in the world of American Psycho where you just make and cancel appointments all day. Some CEOs actually work.
Here's a dead slash. The screenings were denied and later confirmed again. I don't know where that comes from. But I thought there were actual screenings that there were these 3 sets of people. This was reported by Doomcock as well. And that was the big story back in the day. I recall it.
Yeah, there was 3 cuts of the film. There was the original cut, then there was the J.J. Abrams cut, and then there was the Lucas cut, and then the final cut that we saw.
Yeah, and the third cut was so bad that people walked out. They gave it a 0 rating or whatever the horrific value was.
Or something.
Here's Andrew Clark. Thank you, sir. JJ also said that the leaks were mostly false. Really? That's an interesting. Mostly false.
See how that went.
Is that mostly dead?
I think it's funny. I had a friend who said, "Oh, but J.J. Abrams said the leaks were false," and he said, "Okay, well, we will see then, won't we?" And I remember at the day I had this biggest shit-eating grin when my friend came to college after watching the Rise of Skywalker. I said I was fucking right, wasn't I? I said, "Yeah, you were right." So guess what? When you're kind of proven right on things. People tend to believe what you're saying a bit more.
Here's Lollipop, Lord of Gesugal. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. He's upset over Doomcock despite reporting himself. I don't know. I I want to know what the big deal is with Doomcock. Love him or hate him, the guy reports on rumors. Great. Good for you. If you don't watch him, that's fine. But no one is like losing money because super chatting and what have you.
It's not like horrible. It's not hurting people. It's not malice in any way or malicious.
He's not
He's
selling
freely-
something.
He is giving them. They are giving the money freely just to hear what he has to say on a particular topic.
There's no entry fee. There's nothing to. He's not holding a show where you have to buy a ticket. There's nothing like that. It's public. You can watch the stream. You can watch his videos like everyone else. And if he's arguing that the exchange of information is a lie or something and it's wrong, it's like, well, he's just reporting the rumor. That's all he's doing. You could make the same argument for a journalist reporting a rumor or a blog of any sort. It's the same idea. He just does it in a video.
Thrown under the bus and forced out by the shareholders after this whole COVID situation is the second in command. So when he says, Disney says, when can you start? It would only be one, maybe two people. So why not just have that be the person who says it? Why sit there and code it behind hidden meanings? Why say Disney as a company, as a colloquialism? It's not.
Because if someone's leaving a rumor, they want to be anonymous. And if you give facts like that, then people who know you would figure that out. This is very basic stuff, Matt. This is how you spread information without giving too much of information away. Like who's who and doing what. I mean, this is basic stuff. I shouldn't have to explain this.
The most I would ask more from Doomcock is him being able to verify the person giving him the rumors, so he can verify the person he's talking to is in fact working at Lucasfilm, and you don't need to release the identity of this person. You don't to verify everyone else. As long as you know it's true and that this person's from Lucasfilm, then it's fine.
Yeah,
But,
you want to protect your source.
It's
Basic journalistic integrity. Protect your source. Report the facts. Don't make it personal, etc. Use fake names, whatever you have to do.
Yeah. Because obviously you want to keep your job.
Exactly.
It would be one of two people, not Alan Horn. Not Alan Horn. It would be either Bob Iger or Bob Chipman. And in this particular situation, it would be, in fact, Bob Iger. And if you look at Bob Iger's memoirs about buying Lucasfilm and how he treated Lucas, what makes you think Lucas would come back? Lucas sold it off 8 years ago because he was done with it. He sold it to Disney by his own admission
because they fucking
are
manipulated
the ones
him.
who would keep it alive, knowing how much money it would be worth to Disney and the fact that he was paid part of that $4.08 billion in stocks. It's within his best interest to stick around and make sure he plays ball. He gets more money that way. And if you even know what George Lucas is up to right now,
Yeah, but he doesn't care about money at this point. Do you know why? Because he has more money than he knows what he's fucking going to do with
interactive
it.
museum in Los Angeles. That is the project he's been working on now for quite some time. He is not coming back to Star Wars. He is not coming back to The Mandalorian outside of maybe a set visit. He's not going to go to sets on these movies or these shows outside of maybe just a visit. He's not coming back. And no matter how much you are lied to by someone who has every financial reason to continue shoveling this shit down your gullet, it's not going to happen. This is what I don't understand when it comes to the Fandom Menace. Anyone literally who has a fundamental understanding of how the industry works would know that most of this crap, most of what is said by Doomcock and Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and all of those guys is a load of shit. It's designed to play into your core base emotions. More importantly, your core base fears. What do they always do? The SJWs are coming. The SJWs are coming. The SJWs are coming. Oh my God, the SJWs are everywhere.
How do we get from rumors to SJWs? I'm not following this line of logic, but okay.
I don't think there is one.
Yeah.
That implies that there is logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point.
Here's Zorn00 again. Thank you, sir. It feels like Matt wants the source named so that the source has to cut off Doomcock, and Doomcock no longer has a reliable source. Yeah, it's kind of silly. You don't do this in journalism. You never reveal your source because they're rumors or there's facts or information about someone doing something bad or this or that. You don't reveal your source. It's quite simple stuff.
Because you don't want to endanger them.
Basic stuff when relating information anonymously.
They're everywhere, and I alone can save you.
What?
It's a
Lit
grift.
Dev, have you
It's
ever
one that I
made
know
that-
far too
have
well.
you ever
because
said
back
that you
during
alone can
Gamergate,
save-
that's what Gamergate
save them?
became.
Not that I know of.
It wasn't about trying
Not
to
that I
fight
remember.
anymore for ethics and
Only
games
you
journalism. It was
can
about
save
trying
them
to
from the
own the
SJWs.
libs,
Only
especially
you can prevent
the
forest
clan head
fires.
SJWs. That's all this is. That is everything this is. If you are a part of the Fandom Menace,
Someone in the Fandom Menace was really got under Mundane Matt's skin because now he's just trying to destroy them, trying to lobby these weak arguments against them, just saying with no evidence, just saying, "Oh yeah, but his best argument so far has been Doomcock was right." His best argument so far has been Doomcock is right, and that they talk about things it's the same things that he does, but better, and they're better at it.
Right.
That's been his argument so far. That they make more than he does,
And
by
that you
doing
need to
anything he
turn your brain off to understand his arguments.
and that they are all that all the Fandom Menace people are apparently all dumb and cheap, and it's a mafia, and that only Mundane Matt can save everybody. How ironic that that's kind of what has been his argument has been. Only Mundane Matt can lead you to the land of milk and honey. Only Mundane Matt is the one guy who's honest and true and can lead you on the path of righteousness.
Good
Only
old-
Mundane Matt is the independent thinker who is bravely standing against the Fandom Menace. Only Mundane Matt.
Monday, Matt, you are quite the idiot. You are not going. You're going up against people who are way smarter than you, bub.
Here's John Lemley again. Guys, I think in real life, Chris Redfield in The Volcano just said George Lucas is in fact coming back. Okay. Chris Redfield? Really?
I would not want Mr. Lucas to have anything more than like creative input. I don't think that he would be good as like a director or writer.
But I can imagine him asking for full creative control because that's what he's asked for in the past when he was originally selling Star Wars to Disney. He asked for full creative control, and they said, "No, we're buying this. We want control."
Exactly.
And they said, "Oh, fine. That's fair." But now they're the ones which are begging. They're the ones on their knees. He can say, "Oh, now give me full creative control." It's like, oh,
Now
fine.
he's in the strong point of argumentation here. He is the before Disney was the one calling all the shots. They were in the point of power. Now Lucas is in the point of power, and Lucasfilm I think only exists because George Lucas was really, really adamant about having full creator control.
The least desperate, the least desperate person is always the one that wins when it comes to dealing. What was it?
Negotiations.
Negotiation, yes. So the one who's the least desperate and wants it the least is the ones which has the huge advantage in negotiations. And
He's sitting on billions of dollars. He's not in he's in a pretty strong position. Also,
Several $billion.
several $1 billion. Yeah, and also here's the thing about George Lucas. Like, no matter what people might think about him, he might be lenient or soft or whatever. That part of him kind of goes away when it comes to Star Wars. So he really, really likes Star Wars. He's obsessed with it because he loves it. And no matter how kind of soft someone might be, when it comes to something they created, they're going to up their game a little bit. They're going to get a little bit more aggressive. So if you see Lucas as a weakling or whatever it is, that changes the moment you talk about Star Wars. And I would consider it believable, at the very least, believable that he would make these demands after seeing what they've done to his kid. Look at how they massacred my boy, that sort of thing. I would believe that, those were actually demands he's made. The full creative control, that's believable. Candy out, who wouldn't want Candy out after they had their relationship and she stabbed him in the back? I would want her out too, even though I thought she was once my friend, because apparently she isn't. And that they'd not touched the original trilogy, Does that sound too surprising to come from George Lucas after what he's seen? After what he's seen, the Disney turn his franchise into? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's that too far-fetched to think that George Lucas would make these demands.
It's so poor quality work. Like, I would much prefer to watch prequels over any of the sequels, because at least the prequels have some measure of a good story and some entertainment value.
Yeah, it's quality is normally very relative. So you end up coming with the original trilogy, and then part of the original trilogy, the weak link is Return of the Jedi. So then Return of the Jedi becomes kind of like the least loved film, and then the prequels come out, and they're even worse than Return of the Jedi, and then they become the least loved films, and then the original trilogy gets beefed up in terms of actually, yeah, this stuff isn't so bad. And then when the sequels come out, then people realize actually, yeah, the prequels actually maybe weren't as bad because they come up with something even worse than what they came up with before. And when you kind of put things into perspective for a lot of people, realizing actually, yeah, things could actually be a lot worse than what they are already.
Don't hear Anomaly Inc. say that. He hates it when people say this stuff like that.
Well, it's just general perspective, and not saying that it's good. There are people who generally think that the prequels are very good, well-written films because of the sequel trilogy, but it's more a perspective thing that I'm on about, where people, well, including myself, say actually maybe the prequels aren't as bad as I remember them being, as in terms of maybe they're not as bad as they could have been. Not that they're good written or well written, more just that actually, yeah, they're more Star Wars than I give them credit for.
Yeah. I think like the prequels, my perspective on them is basically they are deeply, deeply flawed on multiple important levels.
Yeah.
I
totally agree.
They are not broken.
The important part is you have to stay objective all the time, and I think I still manage to stay objective when it comes to the prequels, even though I think they're much better than the sequels.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 super chats I have to go through. Victor Massacre, here for the that American Psycho quota. There is an idea of a mundane Matt. Oh, can you imagine mundane Matt going through his morning routine? It would be ridiculous.
In the morning, I pick up boulders. If my face is looking a little puffy, and that's fine. That's supposed to be. I do my rigorous workout routine. I do crunches. I can do 1 now, and then it's like
I apply the herb mint facial cream. Then I eat it because it tastes really good.
I eat it. It tastes really good. I don't even put it on. I just eat it because it tastes really good. With my crackers, and then there's an idea of a mundane Matt, something illusory, something abstract. Although mundane Matt can hide his cold gaze, which he can pretty well sometimes, and you can even shake his hand and feel flesh gripping yours. You can even contemplate that your lifestyle is somewhat comparable. The fact is, mundane Matt is simply not there.
Certainly not there in the brain.
Yes. Well, there's the idea. Then we're still listening to that idea. It's hard to wrap our brains around sometimes, but we're getting there, guys. We're gonna figure it out. Here's Lollipop Lord of the Guess Who Gal. I hate saying that. He's doing a good job at advertising the Phantom Menace or the. Wait. Oh yeah, he's actually he's not advocating for them. What is that? The reverse effect he's going for? He's attacking the people, and he's like, why is mundane Matt attacking these people? You want to learn more about these people he's attacking. It's like, who are these folks? Who are these innocent YouTubers who are watching?
There's I guess apparently these big dumb fanboys. That's about it.
Yeah. John Lemley again, thank you, sir. In real life, Chris Redfield equals Boulder Man. This is a joke in relation to Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5, where he drop kicks a boulder? I can't recall what happens. It's a quick time event. So, yeah, Boulder Man. There you go. Another one from Lollipop Lord, I guess you go. People are still having fun with prequels. Prequels are greater than the sequels. Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, at least the prequels have meanings.
They're so quotable.
They're false and rough. It gets everywhere.
They're so hammy. They're so funny. It's kind of like B-movie ham. It's like, oh yeah, I get where they're coming from. It's just so pulpy. You're like, all right, this works. It's silly. We get it.
I mean,
Palpatine is so enjoyable to watch when he becomes the Emperor. When he starts whipping out a lightsaber and spinning around and screaming and yelling and being hammy. That was fantastic. He was actually fun to watch, as opposed to maybe, I don't know, Phasma, who was just cool because she had shiny armor. And no one was really fun to watch in that movie. Palpatine, very fun character. He lit up the movie every time he appeared on screen. That's fantastic.
You are either being played, you are being lied to, you are gullible, you are dumb, you are.
Matt, this is not
Well, you sure convinced me, Mundane Matt. You sure convinced me.
Mundane Matt, you sure know about that, don't you? About lying and manipulation.
This is getting kind
I'm
of old.
sure we could learn a lot from Mundane Matt.
Yeah, I think he's been the past 6-7 minutes. All he's been doing talking about is how dumb we are. It's like, thanks, Matt. It's really selling yourself on this argument you're making there. Joe Crazy, thanks again. Matt's morning routine is him hyping himself in the mirror by talking about how smart he is. That sounds pretty accurate. I don't know. It's just a rumor, but I don't know. I think that's one way of having a morning routine with Mundane Matt every day. It's like, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And maybe someone might like me today.
Maybe he'll write a book on how to argue now. He wrote a book on how to handle the internet that nobody wants and he can't even give away for free.
How to keep an online social media presence.
Yeah.
Hey, this man wrote a book about how to handle the internet. A man, by the way, who cannot handle the internet. Now that's like a grift to me.
That sounds like yes, exactly. You have to practice what you preach. It's kind of simple stuff. If you write a book, you have to actually believe in what you're talking about. Same way when I wrote my book, I actually believe the literary criticisms.
Eligible in what the fuck you're talking about.
It's like if Richard Spencer wrote a book on tolerance. It doesn't work. That sounds like a grift to me.
Yeah, you should know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Book about something I am very unknowledgeable about and proven that I am very bad at.
It all takes lots of reading and lots of writing. That's all it takes, and you can write about any topic that you've focused on. It's really basic stuff. But anyway, we're halfway done. If honestly, I'm ready to quit because this is getting stupid. This is just a pointless ramble of him attacking. Like, why would you do this? I don't mind ranting about how dumb a piece of media is or how good a piece of media is, but he's attacking an audience because he thinks they're gullible. It's like, who cares, Matt? What if these people are gullible?
So, if the people they're listening to are proven right, they are not gullible.
Even if they're like 20% right.
Well, no, you could still, you could definitely still be gullible, even if you're proven to be right. But the thing is that you need to actually prove that people are gullible, and that they'll believe anything. But you're not proving that they just believe anything because the only thing that you have proven is that they listen to someone who is right.
Oh, and in the chat, it was not drop kicking or kicking a boulder. It was punching a boulder in Resident Evil 5. My mistake. Thanks, Best Chat, for correcting me. See?
As you do.
You guys are awesome.
Are idiotic. You are being used. And no one has ever really stood up and said it in these blatantly frank
God, it's
terms.
just so
This is
damn
so
ironic.
This is so
No
silly.
one has ever made that argument before, Mundane Matt. No one has ever gone so angry. They go, all you guys are you people who follow this group I hate? They're all dumb and ignorant, and you're all sheep, and you're all part of a mob and mafia, and I'm right and you're wrong. And no one has ever done that, Mundane Matt, on the internet.
It's even worse because this is what he did, like one for one. Like Monday Matt is
Odd
complaining.
that he's a fan of, he's a student or a scholar of Joseph Goebbels. It was the other quote by Joseph Goebbels. Always accuse your enemy of which you yourself are guilty of. Yeah, how about that one, Monday Matt? If you want to toss around Goebbels quotes around.
Yeah, it's not the best tactic to. I don't know. I don't know why people use these quotes, but they do. I don't know. I feel like stopping. This is getting a little ridiculous.
No, we're halfway there. We can finish it.
I know what he's going to say for the next 5 minutes. It's going to be pretty obvious. You're so dumb. You don't understand. These are just rumors. You're just lying. They're lying to you guys.
I mean,
Be mad at me all you want.
We're not
I don't
mad
care.
at you.
When I get sent articles like Cosmic Book News, again, another leak from Doomcock, another rumor from Doomcock, I know that morons like you are going to believe what he is saying.
With every word Mundane Matt speaks in this video, I'm just getting the sense that he's just jealous that Doomcock is making stimulating videos with interesting topics while he's remaining Mundane Matt. It seems like jealousy to me, not something that he's coming from actual concern, but just pure jealousy.
Well, no, he just wants to stay relevant, and this is his way of attempting to try and stay relevant. This is an attempt to try and gain some kind of audience by saying all this fucking bullshit.
Well, I think it's because that Fandom Menace is very relevant right now. People love the Fandom Menace. But the thing is, if he joined the Fandom Menace, he would be drowned out by the pool of people who have infinitely more charisma and personality than he does. So the next best thing is to go against it.
Not to mention his name is unfixable. No one is to you again after what you've done. No one's going to take you seriously.
Yeah, no one is. And also, the people who oppose... He can fit better with people who oppose Fandom Menace, because all the people who, with all the charisma and everything, have gone towards Fandom Menace. The people who oppose it, Money and Matt can outshine them all, I believe, or do a good job outshining them.
All right, let's keep going.
And just because you want something to be true doesn't mean it's going to be true. His track record is terrible because he doesn't have he doesn't have sources. People are lying.
His track record is good. He's been right. You even said Mundane Matt's argument so far has been Doomcock was right, and therefore his track record is terrible. Do you know what a track record is? Mundane Matt, a good track record. Was he Wimplo? This is a gym teacher or something. Say that, hey, your track record is terrible, but it's good. It's good, Mundane Matt. It's good. It's all red, but it's good somehow. Yeah, he has a good track record because his rumors that he reported on were proven to be right, as you yourself said.
Okay, John Lemley. Odds on the over/under of Mundane Matt matching the 132 IQ of Kanye, or even whatever was scored by Robert Chapman. Oh my God. Kanye has a 132 IQ. That's not bad for Kanye. That's pretty good. I'm impressed, Kanye. For all your other problems and all your other genius, it's good. For Mundane Matt, yeah, I wouldn't even bet. I couldn't tell you. Here's Lollipop, Lord of Gesugao. Your suffering is our nourishment, Smud. Okay. DK Gang. Who's the DK Gang? Does anyone know? What is that short for?
I don't know. The only thing I can come up with was a Donkey Kong currency gang.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like he's paying us in Donkey Kong currency. Exactly.
Obviously, infinitely more reliable than Monopoly money.
Yeah, I guess that's what Doomcock's getting paid in is Donkey Kong currency, and Mundane's Matt's just sad he's not getting any of those delicious credits from the world of monkeys. Robert Chipman. Oh no. Bobbert Chipman? What did you do there, sir? Who's who? Robert Chipman? Bobbert Chipman. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, it's like he's got so many names on EFAP. Like I think Mahler both just call him like interchangeably Bobbert. Robert or
Roberto.
Cinema Roberto.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
crazy, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool.
Him and say, but he has proclaimed that maybe he's gotten bad information before. Okay, fine. Everyone gets sent some bad information every once in a while, right? But he still runs with it, which goes to show you that there's no ethic.
What do you mean there's no ethic? If he's saying it's a rumor and he's saying it could be bad information, that's all you need to know.
Also, here's the thing. He's been right more often than he's been wrong, as far as I am aware.
Yeah, he has a really good track record.
He has about the same track record as a lot of leaks these days.
He has a better track record than Mundane Matt. I know that for sure.
Have you every single leak these days has been nearly 1-for-1 accurate? Rise of Skywalker, perfectly accurate to the movie. Game of Thrones Season 8, every single episode down to the wire was accurate. It's insane.
No integrity. There's no responsibility in what he says and what he promotes.
You know all about integrity and responsibility, don't you, Matt?
What responsibility is there to reporting a rumor? What is there? Getting exact information that the person imparted to you imparted to the audience. That's your responsibility. You're a middleman. You carry water and you pick it up and you put it over there. That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah, it's a rumor. It's in the fucking name that it's a rumor. I don't think he understands.
Does he? Yeah. Does he understand what journalism, like reporting the facts? That's it.
Not to mention that one of the parts that I just love covering this video is because it's just so damn funny listening to Matt talk about things like trust and accountability. It's just so damn ironic.
This is why we love Mundane Matt. He's so entertaining.
Yeah. Kind of bland.
He's entertaining in a bland kind of way.
Yeah, mundane sort of way.
That's just a little bit mundane.
This hamburger is really, bland, but it's okay.
And what he puts out, he creates these fantasies for you to believe. He creates these visions for you to buy into. He creates this idea for you to be distracted by.
Wow, it sounds like every book I've ever read. That's amazing. It's like someone's telling me a story. My mind starts blowing up with ideas. Never thought of this idea before there, Matt.
Gamefaq definitely does not say, take this with a boulder of salt.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why you're mad at him. He's encroaching on your territory.
Yeah. Salt boulders. I took the shelf of a river, and there's my boulder. Okay.
Because do you really think Kathleen Kennedy is going to leave Lucasfilm to head over to take up Bad Robot, which just signed a 5-year deal with Warner Brothers?
Well, I
and
don't think
HBO Max
was
and
the
everything else. I mean,
her
did you not
taking over
know
Bad
that the
Robot.
Kennedy
I don't think that
Marshall
was
company
J.J. Abrams'
exists,
company,
and they're
that's
producing
not,
the upcoming
that's not
Jurassic
anything
World
to Disney
Dominion?
to make up. And then you've got the. Okay, so yeah, I could definitely imagine Kathleen Kennedy leaving. The only reason why she wouldn't have left already is because it's going to be incredibly difficult to fill in that position. And because no one would want to fill in that position. Whoever is going to fill in the position after Kathleen Kennedy is going to get the flack. They would have gotten every single thing that's happened after The Last Jedi, and they want an scapegoat. Because if Kathleen Kennedy take the fall, then they don't have to worry about the next person who gets in the seat.
Also, I think the rumor was that she was going to leave and start her own company where she's going to focus on female-centric films and stuff. That was the rumor
If you
that I heard
want to
about.
do that, by all means.
All right, we got some more quotes. Here we go. John Lemley. Boulder Man is just mad that Doomcock's business card doesn't also have bone coloring and lettering that is something called Cillian Rail.
That's Sam Rao. And that right there is bone. Very nice. When did you get so tasteful? Yeah.
That's probably the best part of the movie, I think. That's the best reference quote.
When they're comparing business cards, I love it. I always want to get a business card holder like that.
Everyone has their own sort of, what is that, cigarette case that all have they seem to all have the same cigarette case that holds the business cards. They all look the same.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it. And all the business cards to the normal person, they all look the same. They're all just white, some shade of white with their name on it. But they all see though it's a Cillian Rail. Well, I see that there right there. It's bone. That's bone. It's bone color.
They're all vice president.
They're all vice president.
I'm surprised they didn't talk about the stock of the paper. They never mentioned how heavy or thick, or it's just the type of
10 point right there.
Yeah, it's
10
not,
point.
They never talk about like when you go buy a business card. I don't know if you guys ever done this, but they talk about how much weight do you want, how much pulp are they pressing, that sort of thing.
Oh god, this one's turning to American Psycho.
Oddly enough, the heavier the business card, the thicker it feels, the more prestigious you kind of get as the more prestige you attach to the person who gave it to you.
Back in the day,
it's more expensive.
Nowadays, there are all sorts of fancy plastic ones and holographic ones. Some of them have microchips in them. It's all really cool stuff.
Magnetized ones are pretty cool.
There's so many fancy schmancy business cards these days. So I guess
we don't really need business cards these days.
Well, if you work around like I do with contracts, what have you, I mean, a lot of companies, a lot of people, they always hand out business cards, and they're pretty standard stuff, like they're HR people or this or that. But when you talk to
the only
CEOs,
time I've ever given a business card is when I went to the York Film Festival, and I met someone from Industrial Lights and Magic and said, "Hey, if you're interested in talking about visual effects and stuff and all this stuff, just talking about your work already, just shoot me an email." And he gave me his business card. And it's like, okay, that's the first time I've ever seen a business card.
Right.
I've still got it to this day. Industrial Lights and Magic VFX supervisor.
The only one you really want, Shiny. Okay, let's keep going.
Well, I don't want the business card of some other fucker.
Because they look really cool, honestly. Some of them are really cool. But anyway.
Did you just pin them on your wall?
No, I have a little business. I have a business sleeve, like a booklet, and I put them all in there.
You have a booklet.
It's business card booklets. You can. A lot of business people have them. You just collect your business cards, and you can look up through. You can look through them, just in case you need to contact somebody. Who knows?
They're like Pokemon. You've got to collect them all.
Yeah, kinda. It's like one day, like 2 years down the line. Oh, I need a plumber. Oh, I met a plumber. He gave me his business card. I'm gonna call him. Hey, remember me? This is more personal now. Like, hey, you gave me a business card. Oh, cool.
They produced a number of other movies over the years while she's been in charge of Lucasfilm. The Kennedy Marshall Company's been around for decades. That Amblin Entertainment was co-created by Kennedy and Frank Marshall and Spielberg. Do you not think that she has got other irons in the fire that she has spent decades building up, that she's going to step aside and take over J.J. Abrams' company? Do you really believe that that's going to happen? Do you really think that that's the world we're going to live in? I mean, I really want to know.
I still don't know where the hell he's getting the taking over JJ's company.
I have never heard that one. I watched Doomcock's rumors. I've never heard that she's going to take over a Bad Robot. That's not one I've heard of. The only one that came close to that was that one I mentioned earlier, which is she's going to go and start her own company and focus on female-centric films and stuff.
Blackjack and fat Nazis.
Do you really think after Kathleen Kennedy has done such a horrible job that they're going to try and replace her? Do you really think that?
Is Monday Matt trying to be the guy who's always wrong and because someone has to be? Is that his new strategy?
Back in the day when I reported on the news, I was wrong. It's like, okay. Probably not the best thing to reference yourself with, but yeah, I mean, you could be the guy who's always wrong. That could be the joke of the day. You could be the clown of the internet or the clown of YouTube if there's not enough of those guys already, but not in the entertainment sense and the you're wrong all the time sense. I thought Vosh was that character, but I guess Monday Matt can be.
Monday Matt's got to be a lot of people if he wants to be the clown of YouTube.
Yeah, high demand there, high competition.
Vosh is way more entertaining than Monday Matt is.
You are on, because my God, to have that kind of just vivid, wild imagination would be fantastic. But I'm sorry, I live in reality.
I'm going to look up. Who do you think still gets more views?
I understand that's a hard thing for some of you to swallow. I get it. You've been in this Fandom Menace bubble for so long that you're high and you're drunk on your own farts. And when somebody comes along and they
you do not live in reality.
Yeah,
you like Game of Thrones.
I don't think Monday Matt lives in reality. I think I don't think he's in touch with humanity. I think he's out of it.
So 2 days ago, Feminist Frequency released a video and it's got 2,000 views. 2,000 is a very small amount for a channel with 200,000, and it's not even by Anita Sarkeesian. Someone else has taken it over. But still, when Feminist Frequency is making more popular videos than you have fucked up. I'm sorry, Matt. You've really fucked your audience. You fucked yourself.
Here's Victor Massacre. Paul, is that a boulder? Matt, yes, it is.
He's a collector of them.
Is that a boulder? Yes, it is.
In 87, Huey released
I want to see Monday Matt do that. In 87, George Lucas.
That'd be great.
It's like, you're so high off your own farts. You're so biased. You're so trapped in your bubble. Great arguments. 10 out of 10, Matt.
You're so trapped in your bubble, mundane Matt.
Again, they name Bell.
Okay,
SJWs
just
are
saying
bad.
things
Brie
doesn't
Larson
mean
is
they're
the devil.
true.
Kathleen Kennedy is going to silence you by suffocating your children in the night. You believe it.
No one said that.
Hook,
No.
line, and sinker. And the biggest problem with this is...
Okay, what he just did was there's a word for it. What's that word called again? Oh.
Being hyperbolic.
Well, that's, in general, I guess we can say that for Matt.
Ad hominem, visiting the well.
Yeah, we could use so many to describe his ranting right here. But, yeah, no, he's really...
Babbling inanely.
Yeah, well, that's... Okay, I mean, yeah. You're all right. There's no wrong answer here, pretty much. But he pretty much set up a straw man and just started bashing the hell out of it. It's like, dude, what are you doing? No one said this.
Straw man.
People that you were talking
Already
about.
defeated.
is that there's people out there that are going to come in and defend it. No, they're not like that. They're not like that at all. They don't provide disinformation. They just give their opinions. There's a difference between having an opinion and treating an opinion as fact. There's a difference when you actually have information to back up an opinion that would make it more of an objective fact versus
it's not an something you
simply
opinion, it's a
pulled out of
fucking
grass.
leak,
Or
you
you heard
moron.
somebody else say who has a bigger following than you, and you want to make sure that you're in line with the exact same thing they're saying so you don't disrupt the echo chamber. This is what I'm talking about. At this point in time, 3 years into the Fandom Menace, or well, 2.5 years into the Fandom Menace, you've been lied to, you have been played, you have been used. And what did you get for it? Anger? Distrust in the media companies you claim to love? I mean, at this point, the Fandom Menace hates Star Wars. They claim to love Star Wars. They'll wear the T-shirts.
We
they have
hate
the
Star
posters,
Wars
they
now.
talk about
Okay.
it all the time.
They hate Disney
I love
Star Wars.
Apparently,
It's always that.
he's trying to do the thing. It's like, oh well, you don't like Star Wars these days, and what Disney's doing. Well, obviously, you don't love Star Wars.
It's removing context so they can say, oh, they say they love Star Wars, but they actually hate Star Wars. No, they hate Disney Star Wars. They hate Star Wars that is destroying the Star Wars that was Star Wars, the one that they loved, the one that actually told the story and wasn't agenda heavy.
It's like, oh, what did you get for, not liking these films and being part of the Fandom Menace? What, hatred and being angry? Matt, I'm one of the least angriest people you ever met. And honestly, I don't really... I love and care about Star Wars and I'm very passionate about it, but I'm not a hateful person by any means.
I think Monday Matt is saying you need to sit back, lay down, and just take it. Just consume. That's basically Monday Matt's argument then. Just consume. Don't be mad about anything. Don't be mad about how they're ruining things or how they're destroying the character of Luke Skywalker or anything like that. Just lay back, enjoy, and consume.
I still can't get over the fact, though, that there are people who can just watch a video and go, huh, that's nice, interesting. It's a rumor, whatever, and then go do something else. I don't see how that's a big problem.
He's talking about like one specific section of the fandom of when it comes to like leaks and stuff, which is people like Doomcock. But that's not like a lot of the Fandom Menace is on a lot of, I think the vast majority is just talking about news and stuff, which is actually the truth. I remember a lot of Geeks and Gamers videos was reacting to articles on certain websites, like just about news stories and giving their opinion on them. And I think that's what a lot of other like and Anna, that Star Wars girl, that's a lot of her videos from what I understand.
It's basic stuff to report the news and give your opinion. You don't just report the news and just read a paragraph and then keep going. You have to talk about it. You have to address what it's about, why it's right, why it's wrong. If you have any more information, like if there's a Mass Effect story out there, I'll pick it up. I'll see if it's worth my time. I'll talk about whether it's right or wrong. I might bring in another friend of mine who likes the genre. Like if it's a Star Wars video or post, I'll come to Shiny because he knows pretty much everything there is to know. So these are what we do on YouTube, at least what I do.
I was talking to me about Mass Effect as well.
Yeah, no, you like Mass Effect too. That's true. Yeah. So it's anything related to space, I'll go to you. There's all sorts of things we do online, and we talk about it in a very amateurish way. We're not journalists in any regard, but we do have insight into the medium and the genre and the series. So
Nor do we really pretend to be either.
yeah, no, we're just voicing an opinion. That's about it. So I don't see why Matt's so angry at others just because their opinions are rumors. Like, what's the big deal? There's lots of blog posts of rumors. Like, let's say the Star Citizen roadmap. We don't know what's going to be on it. We don't know when it's going to come out. But everyone's expecting it. It's like, oh, it's going to be a roadmap, not the actual release date, because they screwed up the roadmap because of COVID and what have you. But what
The roadmap was already fucked way before COVID.
I know it's standard Star Citizen arguments, right? It's like, oh yeah, okay, never going to come out. So, but yeah, we don't know. We're speculating.
Star Citizen feels like a grift to me.
Far away from
Star Citizen is a grift. Yes, exactly.
I would call Star Citizen a grift. They're just forever just milking that franchise, milking that game that's never really coming out. They put out nice videos and stuff, and they might have some demos or something. But that game has been going on for what, a decade or so?
Almost a decade, yeah.
pay a lot of money just for one ship. Like, so that's not even paying the game. So like, you can get the game, but you won't have a ship, and then you have to buy a ship with real money in order to actually earn money to get the rest of the ships.
That seems like a grift to me.
Have any of you played Star Citizen?
I know some people that I talked to that backed it originally. They didn't spend like hundreds and thousands or whatever on the ships, what have you, but they were there at the day one. They liked the project, but that was before Squadron 42 wasn't a thing. So they were like single player only. And then they said, well, they're doing two projects now. It's like, that's when you know you have scope creep, when you're making two projects. And that's what's his face is known for, really, is just not understanding the scope of what he wants to do. So kind of scary. But that is definitely a grift. That I would call lying to your audience or not being very good with management. Yeah, management, finances, you name it. It's just a mess. Oh, John Lemley, thanks again. Boulder Man is a bigger grifter than Yandere Sim. Is it Yandere Sim? Okay.
Is Yandere Sim a grift?
I
think it's a good game. I've seen people play it.
I thought it got hacked the other day. I don't know. Trying to recall. Yeah, there's lots of stories in gaming I was about to talk about. That was one of them. I was like, nah, I don't really care. It's not really my audience's thing. But I might cover some more anime games. They're getting more popular. They're cool. I'm not against them. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's some games I'll avoid. That one in particular I will avoid, yes.
But a Clannad. You can play Clannad.
Clannad is a bit too dopey for me. That is so... they're like, okay, you love him. We get it. Okay. All right. We get it. Like, there's romance stories. This is like the soppiest. Like, so slow. Takes so long. Oh no, someone's gonna. Oh, they're gonna die. Oh, it's so tragic. It's like, okay. Yeah, it's really sad and slow, and I just can't. It just puts me to sleep. Anyway, that's romance stories. It's not for me, but there are some popular ones out there. Clannad's one of them. I'm sure someone will recommend the best romance dating sim, whatever you want to call it, Japanese style visual novel, and we'll have a good time. But till that day happens, I'll just keep reviewing Western games mostly. Anyway, back to Monday, Matt.
But it's never talking about the good that comes out of Star Wars. Even The Mandalorian was one of those reluctant likes because everyone else liked it and you couldn't find a
Well, no, it's not a reluctant like. What do you mean? A reluctant like?
But goddamn, Brie Larson holds a lightsaber in an instant.
Doomcock said that Mandalorian was better than what we got normally, but he just warned you that it's probably not as great as you think it is, because it just happened to be like, if you're really hungry and you haven't eaten for a while, anything tastes good. It's kind of like that. So finally, you got a good taste of good Star Wars after a drought of horrible Star Wars, and so it was better.
The first 3 episodes are really good.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes are really good, and then kind of dragged along in the middle.
The rest
And then
of
it
them
got
do
better at the end.
Star Wars, and it's not the best. I would say it's a good of flaw. Like I'd probably put it on the same levels. I would put it in context of when we're talking about the Cybertron Siege, Fall of Cybertron Siege, the Netflix show. I'd probably put it on the same level as The Mandalorian. If it's enjoyable and it's good, but it's got flaws and it's not perfect by any means.
People are saying in the chat, did they get Mark Hamill for Star Citizen? Yes, they did. What happened to that? Well, there's all sorts of actors they got, like Gillian Anderson and all these other famous people, and that's done. Like that part is there. They just haven't finished the rest of the project, let alone the Persistent Universe one. So, yeah, don't know. I'm not on board with the Kickstarter. I thought I would have been, because that was right up my alley. Space opera-ish world, Persistent Universe. I end up giving money to like the next spiritual successor of Suikoden, to games like that, which is still ongoing if you want to check it out, called the Euden Chronicles. I did 1 video on it. I'm going to do some more just because I like those kinds of games, the 2D RPG from Japan. So Fate Stay Night, yes, I know. I haven't played it, but I think everyone knows the story. They've watched all the anime. They know the manga. So I'm not bashing on it. It's obviously very popular. But that whole universe is a little strange to me. There's all these magical nuns and priests running around with swords and coming out of their fingers. Like, okay, that's enough. I can only take so much weirdness. But anyway, let's keep going. John Lemley, thank you, sir. The Mandalorian was a reluctant like, but it got more Emmy recognition than Better Call Saul. Yeah, that's
talking specifically about the Star Wars fans.
Well, this is the problem.
The Fandom Menace. They only reluctantly liked it because they couldn't spin any kinds of problems with it. Fuck off.
Well, this is a joke more towards Better Call Saul, because Better Call Saul is a great show, but there's other shows that are getting nods or nominations than not Better Call Saul. So people are kind of pissed off at that. So yeah, anything would get more nominations.
Well, no, I don't really listen to Emmy nominations these days anyway. They're not really worth anything.
This is true, especially this year.
Frequently bought and paid for.
No, not just this year. This has been like Emmy and all that awards that they give to films and TV. Like, they've not been worth listening to for a long time now.
Right. Well, Better Call Saul has been the highlight of the year for many people.
Need to figure out a way to get to watching the newest season, because it's apparently been really good.
Netflix?
It's not on Netflix yet. Season 5 is not on Netflix yet. They've got the first 4 seasons, but not the 5th one. I'm just barely finished airing a couple months ago, I think.
All right, let's keep on going.
Instagram post from when she was at Galaxy's Edge, 800 new videos appear, all saying the exact
Mahler's
same thing.
First,
If you support the Fandom Menace, if you're part of the Fandom Menace, you are sheep. You are gullible. You are easily led to slaughter. And that is the truth.
Oh my God! Now I want to be part of the Phantom Menace. What is going on here?
I
Holy
want
shit.
to be part of the Fandom Menace now. I'm not really, but that sounds. The Mundane Man is doing a good job making it sound appealing, because it got under his skin so badly. And in his own terms, the Fandom Menace lives in his head rent free.
I want to know.
Like a big Fandom Menace person, but yeah, like I just kind of passively say, I suppose, I kind of align with that kind of idea and what they're going for.
I really want to know what's driving him nuts.
So the issue that both Anna and Mahler both hate the Mandalorian. And those are two of the most prominent members.
I thought Star Wars girl liked Mandalorian because of Baby Yoda.
She likes Baby Yoda, but she only watched the first episode and she turned it off.
Well, I haven't watched anything, so it hasn't really appealed to me. When you talk about the Mandalorian, my mind directly goes to Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. So I don't think they're going to top that. I'm glad they made it, though. I'm glad they made a show about it. That's cool. but I already know where my like. It's like being given filet mignon. And you're like, all right, here's a ground chuck. Here's a really good hamburger. I'm like, that looks tasty. That looks really good. I don't really want it though. It's fine. It's, you can enjoy that. That's great. So, not saying it's bad. Obviously, it's tasty, but I know what's great, and I've experienced it before. So,
And you're not going to want to hear this. You're going to get mad at me. This video is going to
You're gonna hit cold hard truths that change the way you think.
And I welcome it. I 100% welcome.
No, you don't, Mundane Matt. First of all, you do not welcome it. We've seen that for a fact. Also, they're totally going to be mad at this video because of the cold, hard truths you laid down here. The only thing that you've laid down here is you just called the Phantom Menace dumb and ignorant sheep over and over and over again. And no, they're definitely not going to get if they're mad about this video, it's definitely not because of that. It's definitely because of the quote cold, hard truths that you laid down in this video.
yeah, it turns to Major Lee halfway through.
Cannot possibly be the fact that you call them stupid and dumb sheep for like 20 minutes almost.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible.
Well, luckily, only 5 people think Mundane Matt in his audience like as some kind of reputable source. So I think we're pretty fine there.
Uh-huh. Here's Bogue. Thanks again, Mr. Mexico. I see why Gamergate failed now. Monday Matt was an advocate. I don't know. I don't know what Monday Matt sits on the spectrum of whatever. It's just whatever he feels like getting angry at, apparently. He'll bash a bunch of people.
The autistic spectrum, I think, is where Matt likes to lie.
He's obviously coming from a place of passion. He's very passionate about this topic. Why, though, and if he got his facts right or understood basic stuff like, hey, people can say what they want on YouTube. People can say what they want on social media. You don't have to believe it all. And if they say, this is just a rumor, this is just my opinion, then it's fine. It doesn't make a difference. You can watch whatever critic you like. Maybe they're really nice to listen to. Maybe they're really cute. Maybe they have silly things to say. There's lots of female YouTubers out there that are like that. Some of them are smart. Some of them know what they're talking about. But a lot of them are just sort of like, oh, this is not very critical. This is not.
Also, it was so spiteful and it sounded so bitter towards when he mentioned Mecha Random. Ooh, he sounded so fucking bitter.
Yeah, what's the big deal with all these popular Star Wars channels that people just don't like anymore, like Mark Zero or what have you? Like, what's wrong with Mark Zero?
Because it's fascist, I guess.
It's fascist. Okay.
That's the thing that they all say. It's all...
You don't align with their politics, therefore they're fascists. That's pretty true. Yeah.
That's what I imagine. That's kind of a generalization, but it's what these people think a lot of the time.
Here is John Lemley again. Thank you, sir. The autistic community does not accept Boulder Man as a member or guest of the spectrum. Oh, dear. He's not a card-carrying member yet. Okay.
No.
He's got to go through his preliminaries, which is not moving boulders. I don't know. What do you do? What would you have to do?
I think that one of my favorite insults of all time. I don't question your credential. I don't question your talent as a writer. I'm questioning your basic functionality as an adult.
Yeah, a lot of the good writers are very vocal and very aware. They're very passionate about current events or history or a topic that they know very well. So that's why they write a book, because they can't express it all vocally or throughout the day or what have you. They need to get it out. And writing is sometimes the best form of therapy, really. Get your feelings out there. And it's personal, and hopefully you've said everything you've wanted to. So writing can be very powerful. It can be very dangerous as well. Once you put yourself out there, that's that. You've drawn your line in the sand, intellectually or emotionally, whatever you want to say. So, good things. We got writers that are honest and understand quality and what makes them work, and why you should also read what they write, or else they wouldn't bother telling you or wanting to tell you.
Thanks for the plug, Smud.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dunn. I wasn't talking about you, but yes, you're you are a writer, so yes, it is true. That was my aside. Okay, let's keep going.
Because at this point, somebody actually has to stand up and say something.
Oh, big man.
Because if you work in the realm of media entertainment coverage, I don't care what your opinion is.
Apparently you do. Apparently
He's been saying the opposite this whole time.
Apparently you do, Matt.
Oh my goodness. Because you are so essentially you are slandering a bunch of people with little to no evidence.
But he doesn't care. It's not my opinion. I don't mind.
He doesn't even say it's just my opinion. He's saying it like it's fact.
And that's what he said about the people who were talking about him, and then he said, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, actually, you do care, Matt. You just false flagged them all.
This is a video that Mundane Matt is aiming not towards actual fans, but it's actually aiming towards like his audience. So like he's framing this as he's talking to this, but he's really talking to his fans, and he's like acting like he's trying to communicate with them when just bashing them and saying, look at all these straw men I'm creating and beating the shit out of. Can you see this, my audience? Can you see me beating this straw man and destroying their arguments?
Wonderful stuff, Matt. I hate when, it's just my opinion. I don't really care what you have to say. It's like this entire video is about caring what other people have to say, Matt. This is one of those things where I don't think he writes his script. Or if he did write a script, he's not following it. Or he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. It's probably the other one. Okay.
Let's go with he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, if you're talking about oranges, like I don't care if you hate oranges, but if you like them, I hate you. You're an idiot. It's like, wait, what? Why?
After this, I really want to go through the comment section again.
Oh dear, I wouldn't do that.
I really do, because some of these comments are really good.
Yeah. John Lemley, I bet he feels like a big man with that boulder protecting Star Wars for the real fans away from the grifters. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish with this. I really don't. No one cares about his opinion. I don't see why anyone would listen to this and go, yeah, he's got lots of good points to say. He hasn't said one good point.
His only point was that everyone in the Fandom Menace is dumb. They're dumb, and stupid. That's all he said so far. And also, he's not said it, but he's shown us that Doomcock specifically lives in Monday Matt's head rent-free 7 days a week.
And here's the obligatory social construct that boulders are indeed a social construct. Thanks again, John. Okay, let's keep going.
But I care that it's based.
I'm really wondering where he got the money for the
I care
three-book
that it's based and
intro.
rooted in information that's available.
Fiverr, I'm guessing.
But where did he pay for it?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, with 4,000 views and very ratioed videos.
Well, you can make a few bucks a day with a few thousand views. That's true. It's what is it? 1,000. That was it. RP was it? Not RPM. It's 1,000 views, $1 or something like that. I don't remember the exact rate, but it's something like that.
Mm.
For some reason that's slipped away recently. That's really moved away, and it's become everything that they claim to hate. Because if you apply the same logic to Doomcock and Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers and Jesse Milestone and John Talks and Mr. H Reviews and all the other ones, ask yourself, when's the last time they really sat down and talked about something that they loved?
Every single time they sit down to make a video, they're passionate about it, or else they wouldn't just sit there.
Okay.
They're YouTubers.
Talking about things they love Star Wars, but okay, Matt, let's follow through with this argument. You said, how are they different from the people they're against? They've become the thing they hate. And then you reference that they don't talk about things they like when you're talking about YouTubers which are talking about Star Wars and they like Star Wars. So you started off starting off your argument with one thing, you get to the conclusion, and the conclusion is something else, and not only is that something else, it's also the wrong conclusion.
It's a very strange thing. So with my channel, some days there are no news items I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I'm busy, and sometimes I leave that for the next day. But if there's nothing I want to talk about, I don't make a video. I have to actually want to get out of my ass or get out of my chair and sit down at another chair and work on my computer to make a video. And my effort's very limited. You guys can tell. I make one take, and that's that. But there's a reason why. There's something that interests me. There's something that I'm passionate about, whether it's a news item. It could be politics. Sometimes there isn't. I usually use my other channel for that. That's Canadian crap. No one really cares
Monday
about.
Matt has an Amazon page.
Sorry?
Monday Matt has an Amazon page.
Yes, he does. I know.
Yeah, he sells books.
It's full of lots of stuff.
The thing is, YouTubers are passionate. They would not get onto YouTube or use video as a format unless they... You know how long it takes to make a video? Like a really good one? Weeks sometimes months.
Quite a long time, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
This can talk from experience.
This is an act of... Most people on YouTube are acts of passion, or they pay people to do it for them. Because they're too busy.
Stuff that he's got on his Amazon? He can't be. This isn't stuff. This isn't his brand. One of them's fucking Sony brand.
Is this his own store? What is this?
He's selling cameras and mics.
Oh, it's his own store.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is. It's fucking stuff he's bought on bulk, and then he's selling it off individually on Amazon.
Okay, so he's actually has his own store. Okay. Like FBA.
Yeah, so he has his store that he just buys and sells stuff on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good for him. I mean, he's making money some way. That's, bravo. He's obviously...
I'm trying to find his book.
Good luck. All right, here's DJM Voices. Doomcock live streams weekly where he sings and does impressions. What are you talking about, Matt? See, Doomcock is providing a service. It's entertaining and it's free. You can go there anytime, or once a week at least.
And like Doomcock's got a good voice. He's really funny.
Yeah.
Funny as well.
I was on EFAP with him once for about half an hour to maybe an hour. Cool guy.
The voice kind of grew on me, I'll admit. At the beginning, I found it very cheesy and weird, and I couldn't take it seriously, but it's grown on me now.
Well, yeah, it is an act, but off the camera, he's very nice. He's a gentleman. He understands the scenario that men are in these days and how we have to fight for Earth.
Yeah, Doomcock is a pretty nice guy. He's a pretty nice fellow.
We all got along with him. He was fine.
When's the last
No,
time?
but obviously, he's just a
negative
hater. He just likes hating things. He's a big old meanie hater.
Yeah, he has no passion whatsoever. He's just making shit up to make videos.
His own.
It's a silly argument.
Dispassionate people always make the comment, they are destroying our cultural heritage.
We just attack writers and producers of things that are crap because they need to be attacked.
I would say attack. I'd say rightfully criticize.
Sure.
Agreed.
I would call. It doesn't really call what you. Doesn't matter what words you use. You're criticizing them, and you're showing evidence why. To me, that's an attack. Because if you make a piece of work, and I think it's shit, I'll point to it and say, see that piece of shit right there? This is why it's shit, and I'll explain that to you.
But that's different to. So an attack is. I suppose it's just semantics at this point.
Sure, but that's what I mean. It's just words. Like,
but I would say an attack. It would imply some kind of malice.
Well, maybe, but it wouldn't be a personal attack. Like, that's silly. Everyone knows when you call someone a name, that's silly. This is like
you could say, yeah, you're attacking work, but then again, I would say it's more criticizing someone's work. It's the more accurate description.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand about Matt here. So he knows it's a rumor. He's admitting it's a rumor. So what's the problem? This is like any blog post on any website with a journalist saying, I can't verify all this information, but an inside source said this. You're like, okay, great. We know what this article is going to be like. Lots of weird things are kind of like an Inquirer article. It's like, oh, okay, a bunch of weird stuff happened on the weekend with Dolly Parton. You're like, what? Okay.
Yeah. Some of the fun, like some of my favorite channels are like I think one of my favorite channels is Dragon Demands, because like even though like he he like clearly just like loathes David Benioff with a fiery passion, he doesn't just scream into a microphone and say David Benioff is a hack, don't watch Game of Thrones, man. He actually has backed up journalistic evidence for why this man is barely functional as a human being. And should never have been given a TV show.
I am happy for the first 4 seasons, though. I do appreciate those.
They are good.
Yeah.
Those are great.
And that's where I stopped watching.
And then you go play The Witcher 3.
It makes like the next few seasons just like, how on earth did he do? How did he manage to make the first 4 seasons?
Because they were going off original source material, and from what I've been told, the original source material is far superior to the actual series.
That is true. And they started just doing like vanity projects for actors instead of actually telling a story.
Yeah, well, I just wanted more Charles Dance, so I went to Witcher 3. So once he died, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm good. Anyway.
For clicks. When's the last time they actively seemed to care about something?
When's
Because
the last
the truth of
time
the
you
matter
actively
is-
seem to care about something, Matt?
They don't. Everything is SJW. Everything is terrible. Everything is out to get you.
Well, they're not wrong. I mean,
This is coming from okay. So you mentioned also Matt Jarbo. You mentioned Geeks and Gamers. At least one of the quotes I remember very vividly from my time with Geeks and Gamers was Jeremy saying, "You don't call everything SJW, because if you call everything SJW, then the word becomes meaningless, and it basically just becomes Nazi." And he was referring that you have to be very specific when you use the term social justice warrior, because if you just call everything social justice warrior, people can't take you seriously. And Jeremy, from what I can tell, understood that, and that's what he was saying. So it doesn't make sense that you're then going out and you're saying, well, these people think everything's social justice. And then Jeremy says, actually, no, we need to stop. I don't believe everything is social justice.
yeah, but it's the same thing with people doing criticism. It's like you like criticizing things. You wouldn't do it because you dislike it or the topic is not something you want to cover. I wouldn't waste my time with Harry Potter books because I'm not a fan of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what I don't like. I'm not interested in that. But everything else,
The Phantom Menace, they're very passionate about Star Wars and basically the sci-fi, the whole business with sci-fi. So we can range from Star Wars to Star Trek to Doctor Who and so on. Like Doomcock is a fan of I think all of these franchises. So the Phantom Menace is basically it's surrounding Star Wars, because I think it can also encompass other sci-fi channels or other sci-fi media. Mundane Matt, he's passionate about whatever makes him money.
it seems to be anything.
So I remember seeing tweets from Anna that Star Wars ago where she said that she was really enjoying Witcher 3. So that's something she's passionate about. That's something she's loved. And I think well, I don't watch Anna, but I would assume she's made videos on The Witcher.
Is that because of Henry Cavill?
Yes.
Henry Cavill?
That's something she loves. That's something she's passionate about. So, right there, Matt, you've got no leg to stand on.
Who doesn't love Henry? I mean, come on. He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's just awesome. In all, like, as a person, as an actor, especially when you talk about The Witcher, he just embodies The Witcher so perfectly. He gets the voice right. He physically looks like The Witcher. He acts like The Witcher.
Embodies that character on a level with how Charles Dance embodies Tywin Lannister.
It's almost like the role was made for him, and out of that, he's just a huge fucking geek.
And women really, really like him because he is both a good-looking and charming gentleman.
The way you get a female audience is by having a very attractive male as your lead.
Yeah, try telling that to the SJWs in charge of Star Wars and everything. They think the way to get a female audience is to just have a woman on screen. That's not really how it works most of the time. Usually it's have a really attractive man on screen and have him take his shirt off.
The age-old adage of sex sells. Marvel knows it. In almost every Marvel film, they have like this arbitrary shirtless scene because they know it gets the female audience.
Yeah, it's like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans. Ladies drool over them all the time, not just because they got pretty faces, but also they like them abs.
Even Iron Man has a shirtless scene, I believe. Or a few. I remember they have this whole scene in Age of Ultron. Thor goes all the way out of his way just so he can have a shirtless scene in a pool of water. The whole reason he leaves the plot and flies away is so he can be in a pool of water.
Yeah.
Shirtless.
Yep. The ladies.
All right.
There's honestly probably just go on.
Let's go. All right.
Which is funny because that's the same thing they say SJWs are doing. They've 100% become what they hate.
Okay. All right.
And now
Okay,
they're in a much
the
simpler
argument
world
is
where all they have to
They've become what they hate because they don't love Star Wars, and they accuse SJWs of not loving Star Wars.
Can we stop precluding what people like and dislike or love and hate? Can we please just stop doing that?
Hey, Smud, you criticized Mass Effect. That means that you never liked anything. You were never a fan. You were never passionate about the subject. You don't know anything.
Even if I wasn't, is what I'm saying, are my statements wrong? That's what I want to know. Even if I was so biased I hated it or so biased I loved it. Is what I'm saying right or wrong? That's all I really care about. It's a strange argument, but I don't care what's in the hearts and minds of people because they're in the same group as I am. So, you're not really a fan. You're not a real fanboy. You don't really like Spider-Man. It's like, well, I don't really care what they really like or dislike. The fact that they're in this group having a conversation is more important, and what they're actually saying. So, arguing, they're not really passionate fans. It's like, yeah, that's great, Matt. Maybe they're dispassionate fans. They're still fans. You know what fan means? It means fanatic. They're crazy about something. Whether they're crazy about hating or loving, it makes no difference.
But they dislike something.
Good for them.
But they dislike something.
I know.
They dislike it. You don't understand.
Yeah, and they're listening to rumors. Oh my God, horrible, horrible people.
I also heard that these people, they're even Nazis.
Yes, of course, exactly. There was, what was her name? She's in the Mandalorian. She posted a photo of, there's a famous Nazi photo of everyone giving the salute, except for one guy. And
and she got raped on Twitter, and everyone was going at her.
The claim was racist for that. For some reason.
I was like, that's the standard image. It's been used for at least a decade of people who stand in solidarity against something. That's the common image. And you're like, why are you posting a photo about Nazis? It's like, wait, what? Excuse me? That's not what she's doing. And then they're asking her to please type in all cops are bad or something stupid like that.
Publicly come out, support Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Say about cops.
Can you please have our same political views?
If you don't do this, you're X, Y, and Z. If you don't do this, we're gonna come after you.
But she was calling out the SJWs on what they were doing, and then they said, "Well, come out in favor of BLM, and we'll stop." Like as if they're trying to extort her or blackmail her. Like, we'll stop doing it. We'll stop rushing you if you do what we want. That sounds kind of like mafia-esque to me.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, if it was supposed toxic brood people who were harassing her, SJWs would come out flocking, saying, "Oh my God, they're harassing this woman. They're harassing this woman." But when the woman is actually against what they're saying, they go and harass them, and then they don't care. They're hypocrites. They come out and harass women, but you can't. But then they make up harassment about women which haven't even had proven death threats or harassment.
Here's John Lemley reminding me that I ruined Mass Effect. This is true. And there's a very famous saying I always use when we talk about Mass Effect, or Mass Effect 3 rather, which is canes and fleets, which ruins the entire plot of Mass Effect.
You took away you debunked people's happiness.
Yeah.
Removed happiness from the world because you criticized Mass Effect.
Gotta love when the actual game shows you how to defeat the enemy, and no one figures out how to defeat the enemy. You're like, oh, okay. Story, can you like do the thing you already did to stop the bad guys? Like, no, okay. Anyway,
world where all they have to do is just make up something and you buy it hook, line, and sinker.
Buy what, Matt?
Like a moron, like a gullible idiot.
You know what? I officially hate this guy. His face is just annoying. I'm associating his words with his face right now, and it's painful to watch.
I've had a strong disliking for Matt for a very long ass fucking time. I didn't need this video to tell me.
Is like, I don't want to watch this guy anymore. It's smug.
Well,
it's ignorant.
That's probably why no one watches his videos anymore.
It's pathetic. It's like, dude, you're bashing a group of people who aren't your audience, but are, I guess you're speaking to them anyway, about a fandom they're a part of. That's just silly.
His 3-book theater actually gets a lot more views than his main channel. But that's not by much.
Yeah.
All of his videos cap out at maybe 1,000 after 2 days. And then they stay at 1,000 after that.
I'm just reading the super chat. I mean, Doki Doki best strategy since Romeo and Juliet. Shut up, come on.
Is that Danganronpa?
I actually did review the first one, or at least the first chapter of the Danganronpa, or however you pronounce that.
DGM Voices, you said you put a comment there. I can't see your comment.
What's that? Oh, on his video?
Yeah, I'm on the video we're covering right now, and I can't see it.
Okay. This is... Yeah, no, he's detestable. I just can't... I would stop the... You guys, you want to stop right now? I'd be happy to. How's that?
Well, you know, we started, so we may as well finish.
Oh, we
It's not
got
that long.
2 minutes. Yeah, okay. John Lemley, Smallway prefers Maggie May Fish's face over Boulder Man. Yes, I do. That's a fact.
Wow.
She's creepy and weird and bombastic and says the craziest things, but looking at her is a little nicer, even in her makeup tutorial, which is crazy. I would rather...
At least she has personality.
She's exuberant, she's positive, she's crazy, but, you know, she's nice to watch. It's fine. Matt is just smug and ignorant and just hating on people because they're people, which is ridiculous. Tickleson giving me the real bucks, or the, as Shineying would call, the sterling. Ew, Matt Jarbo gives you pity money. Thank you. Someone feels my pain. To get this long.
It's not sterling, it's quid.
It's quid? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was sterling.
Quid.
Oh, see? I don't know the ins and outs of UK banking yet.
Wait, say pounds or quid? That's what you say.
Pounds or quid? All right. Not sterling? All right. Okay.
I've never... Well, I know it's called pound sterling, but I've never heard anyone refer it to as sterling.
Okay.
It's only sterling.
All right. I know they say pound on BNN, so they do talk it. They do the lingo. I just like the traditional term. It sounds nice. Sterling is a very cool name. Anyway.
So it's quid.
Okay.
Like you. This is something that has to be said. This is something that fundamentally has to be put out there, and I want you to sit on it. I want you to think with it. I want this to follow you to bed at night. And while you're trying
I
to
don't
sleep,
want
thinking
you
about
following
how
me to
terrible
bed at night.
Catherine is, and hoping that she's
don't
not
want you
hiding
following
under
me to
your
bed at
bed
night.
with a burlap sack ready to snatch you away and take you off to Lucasfilm, where she is going to blast Star Wars, feminist Star Wars in your eyes like Clockwork Orange.
She already did that.
That maybe you've been played. That maybe you've been lied to. That maybe people are using your emotions against you. Maybe, just maybe, some of you will wake up to the concept of why.
Yeah, Doomcock's
this
a
is
mad
something that is now
scientist.
just
He's just
moved into a
manipulating
great
you behind the scenes.
It's simply designed to make money.
Wow,
If you
YouTube
really
is
look
designed
at
to
it,
make money?
you really
Wow.
pay attention to it, you realize that there's no integrity anymore. There's none.
Yep. No
In
integrity.
fact, it was probably never there in the first place.
Yep. Coming from
But
Matt.
the idea was there
Thanks,
because
Matt.
anger about The Last Jedi was there.
Mr.
And
Ethical
from
over
there,
here.
it jumped over to something else and something else and something else, as it will always tend to do.
What? He likes the same
That is the
genre?
fight
Wow.
Of something like the Fandom Menace. It's meant to destroy. It's never meant to build.
What does that mean?
You know what else does that? A virus. A fire.
The Fandom
A
Menace.
destruction.
What
is
is he
a
talking
virus.
about? The Fandom Menace destroys. What are you talking about? They make countless videos. They're destroying the YouTubes. Okay.
Do you know how much the fire of Disney Star Wars has done? It has created countless YouTube careers. Countless.
I know. It's amazing.
So many people careers in YouTube have been started because of these terrible films, because they rightfully criticize them. How is that destroying? That is taking something that is destroying itself and building yourself with the wreckage, essentially. Building.
Here
But
is.
no, we're
Yeah.
all a virus. Dev, you're a virus.
Everything Matt has said
know.
is incorrect. Every single thing he said has been incorrect, aside from the quote about Doomcock with his references. That's like the one thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Everything he said was wrong.
I knew you were going to say that. This is how
Yeah, I
bad it
wish I had a
is.
bit more alcohol today. I could have used it.
Well, I don't think I would not get drunk over Mundane Matt. I would just not look at the screen anymore.
Well, I mean, I've been laughing this entire time anyway.
Yeah,
So
I know.
been having a giggle.
So, like, how is this kind of like Mr. Shiny? Like, so why is this kind of more tolerable to you than Maggie Mayfish or
Because Mundane Matt is less than dead. He's less than dead already. His channel is just dead, and he's not even. Maggie Mayfish does headachy out there, very crazy things, while Mundane Matt is just saying bizarre things with no evidence, with no backing up, and he doesn't make a good argument of it at all.
Yeah,
or
coming out the gate.
story and
Maggie Mayfish, she'll just spin it in such a way using words, saying nothing, saying all these things, and it's just a headache.
See, Maggie Mayfish has a story to tell. Matt just wants to hate you because you're a person who's on YouTube, which is the worst. It's like, I'm going to hate all my audience right now. It's like, no, I'm not going to.
He hates you because you're a person, which is more than he is.
Yeah, well, anywho, let's get one more minute through. Lenny the Shark, thank you, sir. Sorry, Smud, meant to say Doki Doki is best strategy ever. I think I understood your message. That's okay, thanks. Comparing it to not Taming of the Shrew, to Romeo and Juliet. There we go. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Tickleson again, thank you, sir. I am from Northern Ireland. It's referred to as either Sterling or Quid. Where I'm from, mostly Sterling, though. LOL. Hey there,
That's
Shiny.
Well, it's just personally, I've never heard of that.
Well, I guess I know
know.
too many Irish people. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe I don't know if it's a thing up in Scotland. I don't know if it's in Wales or I don't know. A more common thing in south of UK.
It's
I'm a very northern UK person.
it's just words
Northern
describing the same thing. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I know.
Okay. Bogue, thanks again, Mr. Mexico. Please just skip to the end. Watch something else. Yeah, I felt that like that a few minutes ago. Now I'm okay. We'll get over this. Lollipop Lord of Gesugao. Finish the fight, lads. Halo. Ooh, yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Maggie is better because you get to look at women. Well, no, that's not the reason. I just visually she's more appealing to look at, obviously. Obviously.
I can't. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's username, but Smudcast. We watch it so you don't have to, but kind of wishing we hadn't.
Yeah, that's the quote. That's...
I have loved watching most of the videos that we've seen.
Yeah, this one is just sad. Like, you feel sad for
Yeah.
this man.
I don't feel sad for Mundane Man at all.
It's depressing.
Everything, he's brought everything on himself. I do not feel sorry for him at all.
Can you imagine?
He has been the cause of all of his own problems and the downfall of his YouTube fame.
Like imagine being a public figure, like a mayor, and just attacking your citizenry. It'd be crazy. Political, like suicide.
He's not even a mayor. He's not even a mayor because, like, he's an ex-mayor, if anything.
Like, if your goal is to get subscribers,
he used to be very popular. He still has more subs than LitDev, but he now has only a couple hundred views on anything he posts because no one listens to him anymore.
This reverse psychology thing is not. You don't go up to 10 with it, okay, Matt? You don't just bash people for the heck of it. That's silly. Anyway, let me get through the super chat. We'll get through the minute and we'll call it a day. Get some ice cream or beer, whatever you guys feel like. Gotta chill out.
Asks, who's worse, Jarbo or Xander? I would say Xander because he actually has people who listen to him.
Well, yeah, Xander is a whole other ballgame.
Seriously, yeah.
So Xander.
Jarbo, at least, no one pays any proper attention to him because he's completely destroyed himself in his own credibility.
The problem is the audience watches with you. I know, Bogue. Yeah, you guys are with us. We appreciate it. It's painful and we're sharing it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
The Force. Nothing good. No Phoenix here. Nothing will rise from the ashes.
What?
There's like a controlled burn in the redwood forest that actually invigorates the soil with it, bringing new life and new growth and new ideas and new storytelling. That's not what happens.
Criticism doesn't do anything, guys.
Criticism is just toxic. Nothing good has ever came from criticism. If criticism was removed, the entire world would be better.
There's no such thing as movie screenings. There's nothing.
The entire world would be a better place to live. Ha ha ha.
You don't need to say it. You can feel it.
Oh dear.
Your heart. Oh, hi, Mark.
She loves you like a human being.
Surprised you can pronounce that word.
And I love Lisa so much.
I'm your future husband. He keeps saying it over and over again because he can't. Because he just can't say fiance.
The Room, just a movie about a string of sex scenes with maybe a little bit of story kind of remotely connected.
That was just a crazy trip. I was trying to follow along. I was like, oh god. What is this?
Well, where's he from? Like, what accent does he have that he can't?
Oh god!
But like, he refuses to tell anybody about his backstory.
Dunn,
it's
you're
kind of a
right.
running
He's
joke.
going out a lot.
It's kind of a joke in The Disaster Artist that like Tommy Wiseau screams at people, never talk about who I am.
Where's he from? Like, why has he got this weird accent that he can't say certain words? He must be foreign or something.
Something like European, like maybe like French or something.
I don't think he's French. He can't be French.
It's a mixture. It's got to be a mix. There's no way he's pure this or that. So hard to say though. Could be Eastern European for all we know. Anyway, Dead Slash. Thanks. Sorry, I had to drift in and out of this one. Yeah, no, it's. I know where you're at, man. It's kind of painful. John Lemley, thanks again. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Yes. This is our other quote. We like to reference. There's lots of quotes we can use from Metal Gear to represent our conditions in life.
And you have a lot of serious mental scars.
Such a lust for revenge. Who? Okay, Lollipop Lord of the Gesugao. Every night I can feel my leg. Oh, stop it. Now you're just making me quote the entire freaking game. This is not right. Yes, the Phantom Pain. Thank you for that.
Story,
great analogy there, Hideo. Really liked what you did. Okay.
It's a destructive force.
Destructive force.
That for some reason thinks it's the good guy.
It's the good guy.
It's not.
Okay.
It never really was.
Okay.
and it never will
It's
be.
not. It just isn't.
So enjoy living in your, well, world.
Okay, thanks.
Fantasy.
Thank you.
Not
You know,
really.
Matt, I
Make
really do enjoy living in my world.
Because that's
Thank
where you are.
It's a very nice world to live
And the
in.
more you don't stand up and realize that you're being played, the longer you will be in the Matrix.
I'm being played by a blog post. Oh my god.
I'm in the Matrix. We're all in the Matrix.
Give me the red pill, Matt. Red pill me, Matt. Teach me the lesson. I need to learn. You are the person in the darkness. Oh my god.
The light, the darkness, the shield that guards the realms of fandom. I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Oh god, you keep living in your world. It's like, yes, I live in I'm very happy with my life. Thank you, Matt. I'm very happy with this fandom. I'm very happy with the people I surround myself with. I'm very happy with my future. Thank you.
Okay, Lollipop Lord of Gesugao, thanks again. You enjoy all this smutting, don't you? Yeah, there are days where I'd rather not. There are days, entire days, where I just read and relax and don't work. And sadly, you realize you've done nothing with your day and you have to go do something. Even a sentence of writing is good enough sometimes. But never listen to Matt Jarbo. As a rule, if this is what he comes out with for 20 minutes, bashing.
I think everyone, Smud, people already knew this far before we covered this video.
Yeah, I know.
Far before we covered this
was
video.
just like, I actually sat through it all and listened to this crap. Like, oh, this is really bad.
This guy definitely has an irony deficiency.
It's like he's not in the. He's never looked in the mirror or talked to someone. Like he stays in his room and doesn't share his ideas with people before he writes, he makes anything. Like, you imagine if I made a video about, I don't know, ice cream flavors. I've never gone to Italy, or rice. I've never been to China, or I don't know anyone who's had Chinese food. Like, it'd be ridiculous. It'd be a laughing stock. It's Matt. Lollipop. Lord, I can't say this name. I keep screwing it up. Even my fingers, the body I've lost, the comrades I've lost, won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? Yeah. Colonel Miller. Or is that Master Miller at the time? What is he? No, it's not Miller. What is
I
he?
have no idea.
You don't know the quote from Metal Gear Solid 5?
I think he's a Master Miller, isn't he?
Is Master Miller? That was not Naomi's daughter. What was Meryl's father? There we go. Master Miller. Thank you there. Okay. All right. We got 20 seconds. Hopefully he's going to give us some skill shares so we have to look at his face anymore.
No, I don't think he's popular enough to have a sponsorship.
No? Oh. Come on, Matt.
We're talking about a person with only a few thousand views after a good week.
So,
with his fucking, subscriber count.
Yeah, well.
And this is one of his most popular videos in a while. Which is disliked the shit out of.
I look forward to your thoughts. I look forward to your opinions. They're going to be a lot of fun. Have yourself a great day, everybody.
No, you don't, Matt.
How could you possibly say that? You bash the shit out of us, and you look forward to our. Why would we even care what you think? I'm not gonna. Don't even watch this video. Don't even leave a comment. This is worthless to you guys.
Don't give him the view.
I wish there was a block option on YouTube. Just you block this person. Why are you here? It's like, oh yeah, I forgot.
You can have do not recommend me this video. Do not recommend this channel to me ever again.
This was horrible.
I kind of want to have a look at the comments.
Yeah, this is bad.
Out of all the people talking about honesty.
Like, Maggie May Fish is nuts. But this is horrible. This is bad content, as they say. Matt, learn to make content good again. Please.
No,
I'm begging you.
Matt is not coming back from this.
No,
he's
he's
never
not.
going to come back. He's never going to be relevant again, and that's the part that he really hates.
I know.
Even Lucas doesn't like the Star Wars fans these days.
I love this super chat. I love it. I hate all of you. Can't wait for your thoughts. It's like, yeah.
As the Fandom Menace, our flat earthers comment again.
Jeez. So yeah, word of the wise, never attack your audience. If you're a writer, if you're giving a speech, Jesus, do something, but not that.
Yeah, just when Nick Matt has insulted everybody, but they're totally going to be mad because he's just speaking logic, not because he just called them idiots for 20 minutes.
I found the one person which Matt replied to in his comment section. The man likes to the like to dislike ratio is clarifying everything he said in the video. It's like, you should try reading the comments, lol. Can't these people just hate The Last Jedi like a normal person and move on? And these get lol right.
Like a normal person. Matt, you're not reasonably normal. If this is your arguing style. If you want to convince someone, you don't attack them. It's very simple. Not gonna change minds.
You really nailed it, Matt. Thank you.
Andrew Clark, cover more TEDx, please. We have a whole bunch of TED and TEDx listed. People have been providing them in the suggestions channel. Really thankful for that. I don't know if we want to do them, but they are there. They'll eventually get whittled down as we go through the list.
I don't know. We usually do politics stuff, like especially what those TEDx things are. Just talking about feminism or something.
Oh yeah.
We could just go movies and
Like,
entertainment.
If we want to cover politics, that's always for modding nonsense. But I kind of feel like this Smudcast is much better and much more enjoyable at talking about media.
Well, I don't mind covering anything, but if you guys want us to do it, and it's just as entertaining whether it's media for criticism or someone's opinion about media or someone's crazy idea about how feminist children are our future or whatever. Like, that's fine. I don't mind. I'll cover anything. But I would prefer media.
I could look through some of Patrick's output.
No, I'm passionate about media. I'm not so passionate about social justice and politics.
I understand that, Shiny, but we have our audience and we have other people on the Smudcast. I haven't talked to Evan in a while. I see him on Twitter, but he hasn't been on in a long time. And I've been meaning to get other people on board as well because I don't want to always be the Shiny and Smud show. I don't want to keep nagging you. And there are people who want to join. So anyone who wants to join, you have a good topic and you want to talk about it.
We still have a good amount. So the only people who don't really show up are Evan, Southpaw, and Shadowversity in the group. But then Shadowversity hasn't really appeared since the first one he was in.
That's fine. I don't mind. He's busy guy.
So there's only really 3 people who don't really turn up, and Glib shows up, LitDev shows up, Dunn shows up, I show up, you show up, obviously.
Yeah. Well, again, there are some people who want to come in for a one-timer or what have you. I have no problems with that because they're really passionate about one thing. We do that with MESS, which is the Mass Effect spitballing, whatever. I can't remember what the acronym is for. But fans of something come in and we talk about an article or a video, and that's fine. I don't mind that. So we can do a version.
Create a new Discord group because we're kind of full at the moment.
We could, no. I don't mind. Like, say LiteratureDevil wants to cover a comic or wants to cover a book. I'd be happy to cover it just with him. That's fine. So, but yeah, thanks guys for the suggestions. There's one more super chat. We'll go. Lollipop Lord of Sugao. Cover Shepherd Gaming's ME2 is amazing. I think I already did that with UDP. I might have. Maybe I forgot about it, but I'll write it down just to make sure. Because I love all these hot takes from people who think they understand these games. I always love hearing their opinions. And Food Stream, I'll hit you up with Smud beer and burgers. Oh dear, no. Well,
we talk about our national foods.
As much as I love talking about foods, making beer.
Like an idea, like very early on, like we had an idea just to talk about like national foods, and I think Southpaw mentioned some.
Really? I'd be happy to. I love talking about international cuisine. In Toronto, we have one of the most diverse cuisines in the world. Everything from Asian to Persian to Hungarian, all of European foods as well. It's really quite amazing. We have African restaurants, Ethiopian. They're just amazing stuff. And
just before we end, I just really, really wanted to just read the title of Mundane Matt's book again because it is so ironic. No bullshit. The social media marketing tips and tricks on how to create, sustain a solid online media presence on Twitter, Tumblr, and Google Plus for the entertainment
Google
industry.
Plus?
No
What?
bullshit marketing tips and
Let me get right on that.
on blah 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 is best described as a tool for actors or writers and directors or anyone else in the entertainment industry who can use social media to expand their presence
Wait.
in today's media industry.
Google Plus is dead. It's been dead for a long time now. How old is this book?
This
Pretty
book-
old.
Yeah, it's pretty old. It's kind of very funny. It was published on the 2nd of September 2012.
Oh dear. Maybe you
Let me
shouldn't
get right on
sell that
Let me go ahead
anymore.
go ahead and buy that book from him right now. I need some coveted tips from Mundane Matt on how to maintain a
continue
social
Amazon. Okay, yeah, I'm going to see if I can look this book up on Amazon.
Oh dear.
See if
A little bit irrelevant now. If you're, it's like making a book on MSN Live or Messenger. How to market well at
don't
MSN
think
Live.
it's gonna...
Here's non Vitae Rex. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I found it.
Oh dear.
It's a digital copy, and it's for $4. I don't think you want to give Monday Matt $4.
If you're going to cover more TEDx, you might try and get, who is that? Scribelite? That's kind of his thing. All right, I'll be happy to give him a shout if we are going to do that. I don't mind that because, dear Lord, TEDx is a mess. It's just a silly mess.
I don't think anyone's actually buying his book, which, isn't surprising.
Okay, I think that was a good 3 hours, guys. I hope you had a good time. I know I didn't, but
I did.
There's a book that Mundane Matt is giving away for free, and still no one takes it.
Yeah, it's only $5 on it as an ebook.
Dang.
wonderful.
And it's got no reviews.
All right, so we can promise never to cover another Mundane Matt
Mundane
video.
Matt?
Well, not never. Maybe for the next.
I mean, I don't think that's going to be difficult
Yeah.
because he doesn't exactly have many popular videos that people want us to cover.
Maybe the
He
next
doesn't
year.
really have that, and he also just doesn't have anything to say about anything, really.
No one's gonna. I don't think there's enough people watching him to recommend a video to us.
Okay. I'm surprised we got that one at all. Yeah, I was like, "Who's it? Wow, that's Mundane Matt. He has another channel. I didn't know that."
Let's see his video.
Had, Blu-ray therapy, which was just him going to stores and recording himself looking at Blu-ray discs.
Yeah. What?
One of his videos on 3 Book Theatre is Disney just solved COVID. Has Disney just solved the COVID problem?
Thanks, Mundane Matt.
That's
Mundane Matt is frustrated with other times. The Rock buys XFL for super cheap. The critics saying about Seth Rogen, an American ... The reason why we never got Pineapple Express 2. Will the Orville be cancelled? Will it ever go to Peacock? The Boys 2 aims to destroy binge culture. Mundane Matt, you do the content like this. You do not get to talk shit.
destroying binge culture? What?
He just talks about anything in the hopes that one of them gets makes it. One of them snags some popularity, and he gets money off of it. That's been the strategy for a long time.
Lucasfilm gives fans what they want. ... A Bad Batch animated show. It's like, yeah, I mean, I would be interested in that. Fans of Clone Wars are going to be interested in.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
I read like The Boys. Like The Boys is a fantastic comic. I would suggest you read the comic book over the show. In fact,
okay, so you've got 4 badass fucking soldiers who are special ops that are already established to be pretty fucking cool by Clone Wars. What's the problem? I think people want that. You know, there are lots of fans of the Bad Batch. Even when Bad Batch had not been released, it was only released as an unfinished episode, as in like the blocky animation and stuff. It was just a preview. the fans were. There were fans creating 3D models and fans creating fan art. There were fans creating 2D animated shorts. Yeah, lots of fans are very passionate about Bad Batch. It's the show they want, Mr. fucking 3-book fit Jarbo.
Okay, well, here's one more super chat and we'll say goodnight. From Tickleson again. Thank you, sir. Monday Matt is fun to mock, but he offers little material to work on outside of the phrase, my girlfriend's daughter? Oh, dear.
What?
Yeah, well.
I don't. Is that serious?
Yeah, I don't think it is. He has a kid, but I don't think that it's his. It's his girlfriend's, I think.
It's not?
Really?
Oh.
Oh. Well, that's common. It's not too uncommon these days. It's the state of the world we're in. That's how it goes. But let's not talk about Mundane Matt for a long, long time, and we'll all be better for it. Okay? Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Nonsense. We're covering Mundane Matt.
Yeah. What? I'm interested to see this like Wit and Folly video because the last one we watched wasn't really crazy. There wasn't anything like the.
I am always up for watching Wit and Folly. Just let me know when, and we will. I'll be there. I'll make time.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll be voting soon. We'll see you real soon, and have a great night, okay?